How about now? Nothing? How about now? Nope. Yep. There was the headphones. Nothing? Which is crazy. Nope. Yep. There was the headphones. Nothing? Which is crazy. Nope. Well then, okay. Next thing, Tori. Let's figure that out. Tori, why have you tried joining? Tori? No, currently not streaming on YouTube. But if you miss any of the live, it does get uploaded to YouTube. I just didn't configure it correctly or whatever, and I didn't feel like doing it. I'm here right now, I'm waiting. I don't see any notification Tori. I didn't see. You click the link. We should have practiced like last time, right? I should have got a notification saying that you wanted to join. And I don't see anything. What does it say on your end, Tori? Oh, hold on. I think I know what it is. I'm just sitting here. Then why can't I see you? Why can't I see you? It's being recorded tonight after this, I hope. Are you on your phone, Tori? What does it say on your end? But you can see yourself? Here we go again. Oh. Oh. Well then,
Hi,
hold on.
Jess.
There you are.
There you are. Can you hear me? Hello? I can't see you, Justice.
What do you mean you can't see me? I can see you.
I can't see you on my screen.
What do you mean you can't see me? Can you guys see Tori?
My screen. The lag is crazy. Sorry.
Can you guys see
That's
Tori? Can you hear Tori? Tori, do you have headphones in?
I do now. I had my phone on before.
Take your headphones out.
Take them out right now?
I mean, they just say there's a lag. I mean, I can hear you fine.
There's an echo now.
We see and hear you. No, it's fine.
Oh.
Okay, look at this. Wow.
It was from TikTok, the echo.
Perfect. Tori, we can see you. Everybody's happy. Everybody's good? Everybody's good. Is everybody good? Tori, you're not saying anything?
Oh, I was moving myself to the middle of the
Oh, I should get
camera.
my other computer too. Oh, the things we do, right? So I'm like, this is a process. Okay, guys. Happy Pride, everyone. We'll see how long this lasts. I didn't take a second pill. I have no energy drink. Today was a long
That is
day,
excellent news.
so we'll see how long I'm a functioning human being. Sorry, Twitch people. Give me a second as I'm trying to get on my computer to see those comments. Tori, where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. Tori, where you been?
I hung out with my friends one day when you were going live, and then the next day, I got a speeding ticket, and then I was so ashamed, so I sat in the dark and
Dang.
cried.
Why were
And
you
then,
ashamed?
because to be caught slipping like that is crazy. Like, dang, I was really sad, and, like, it was really like a death to the part of my ego that's, like, a perfectionist and I never do anything wrong, so that was really hard for me. And then I watched, like, so many basketball games from last week. I haven't seen any basketball games since that one from last Thursday, so yeah, I was catching up for the podcast, and then I have to record the podcast after this, and I work earlier now. It's a whole thing,
Somebody
going
on
through a lot.
Twitch definitely asked where the podcast is. Sounds like people want the podcast, Tor.
It's getting recorded tonight, so and I have to work earlier than I used to, so you guys might it's supposed to be up to, like, in the morning, like, Tuesday. It should be like, it's supposed to be up, like, Tuesday at 6, but the odds of me wanting to edit that after I record it after this live, very slim. So you guys could probably be getting that Tuesday afternoon, and by afternoon, I mean evening, because I have to sit in Atlanta traffic for an hour and a half to get home. And I would still have to edit it. So
You sound like you got a lot going on there, sis.
I do. But now that I get off early, like this will be like the last week that it's really super late. Like for the rest of the summer, like it should be only moderately late. It'll still be the weekend though. So
I just feel like there's been so much basketball.
yes, because I get off at 6 now. So the traffic is even worse than when I got off at 7:30.
And I'll reiterate for everybody that if you got something to do and you leave, or whatever the case may be, or you want to see some past, Yap sessions, I have started uploading them on YouTube, as requested. So you can sit
Oh,
there and
so
watch.
now everything we say is there forever.
Yeah, yeah, essentially.
I'll
So
be very careful about the
very
things that I
careful.
say, especially after seeing Satu in the comment
Yeah,
section. That was pretty scary stuff. I was
I
like,
told you
"Whoo!"
guys,
He told me
keep
a
it
matter of
cute.
time, so she sees one of my clips.
Yeah, keep it cute about these players, cause some people have time. Like Satu, yeah, with the videos. Yeah, y'all think these players don't see these videos? That's why I try to keep it
Well, okay,
cute.
well, that lady, she added her, they said. So my transgressions have only ever come from I just watched the games, and that's where I got that from. So
Not put them in
that's
the tags. Like I'll put a hashtag like Enrique Gumbawale, but but that's about it. So if it pops up
I
on,
usually try my best to only upload clips that are like I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes you just have to like if it's just like honest and that's the conversation that's being had on social media and we're all in agreement about it, then it is what it is. Like I just said the truth. But outside of that, I try not to target any one player. I try to keep it positive into the stats. I try to blame the coaches first if I can, you know.
speaking of coaches, I was thinking about this today, and I was like, so what coaches are not on people's shit list? Um, or which ones? I think better yet, which ones are out of the new head coaches? I think there's
Um
three. The LA
Yeah, there's
coach.
definitely 3.
Yeah, I think there's three. I think everyone
Well,
else is
who's the
chilling.
3rd one? I can only name 2.
I think
The
Tyler
Wings coach, the Sparks oh,
and
I forgot
Tyler.
about him, my bad. Because I don't watch them games for real.
Not Timu Jesus. That's a good one. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. Timu Jesus is crazy.
I've seen that one
You
on
have?
Twitter and Threads.
I hadn't seen that one. You're in Threads.
I like well, like when you're on Instagram and they like have suggestions, I like will sometimes will go tap that and like scroll like 5 times, and then if I don't see anything interesting within the first 5. Plus people
Dallas
get I
Judas.
don't know, people are kind of weird on Threads sometimes.
Dallas Judas is crazy.
I was just in there like it's not. I just left the light on because I didn't feel like walking over there to turn it off.
Could you possibly explain what a hardship contract is? Appreciate your
You
context.
got that.
Yeah. So a hardship contract is like when players get hurt. Because again, WNBA has hard rosters, so we only have a roster of about a 12, right? Or 11, depending on how much your money looks like. But we know injuries are inevitable in the WNBA, so when players start going down, the WNBA has a stipulation, and it's called a hardship contract, where essentially, um, you have to be down 2 players for more than like 3 weeks to qualify for a hardship contract, and once you qualify for a hardship contract, you get to pick up a player. Usually it's probably like for the end of the season, or you start seeing 7-day contracts when we get to like mid-year, essentially. So a team can
Hey,
only renew a hard.
hey, if you're gonna be singing, close the door, please. Why can't you close the door? You're the one singing. That is not. Room ain't got nothing to do with me. Some people can be just so nasty. Some people can just be so nasty.
So thank you, Tori. So you can only renew a hardship contract for a 7-day 3 times by the same team. Oh, and then once your player gets healthy, then the person you put on a hardship contract has to be let go. So it's only like a temporary type hold. So like what you see with Ari McDonald getting signed to a hardship contract, that's only temporary until those players from Indiana get healthy again. So basically, it's just so you have a full roster and your roster is kind of replenished. How long is Sophie out for? I don't know. Apparently, that ankle's bothering her. Why does the spur? I don't see. Listen, Tori, you weren't here. Were you when someone came on here and then was like, they said Rakia Jackson's pregnant? I said, ooh,
They said Rakia Jackson's what?
pregnant. That's what someone came in live like last week
Oh,
and
the
said.
when I was on Twitter, the people said that that's not the
It's not
case. At
true.
least
It's
that's
not
what the
true.
girl. Yeah, the girl on Twitter said that it's just like, well,
It's
I don't
not
know. You
true. I
probably
don't know
saw the
why she would
rant.
even like insinuate that, sis. You know, but
Yeah,
there
I
is
don't
something
think
going on with.
she meant that. I think she meant like just problems within the team with the coach. But I think that people like immediately took it like as pregnant because that was like the main issue with that situation.
All I know is I don't know what the issue is because the Sparks. It's not like the Sparks is winning. It's not like the Sparks.
I'm
You know,
gonna be really. Can I be honest about the Sparks? As
it
somebody who watched
depends.
every single game last week, I think that like this team just looks so different. Like, and I don't even and the thing is that, like, I know that they're not fully healthy, but, like, the coach did go say that they haven't had a chance to practice, but there are still just things about the team where, like,
They
they'll
had a
be
chance to
close to
practice.
winning a game and then, like, like, start making, like, mistakes, they won't their defense somebody will find a hole in the defense and they get scored on a couple of times or like they don't take like good shots or maybe some people are playing like hero ball or whatever, and I feel like that's more the issue than practice is. And then even when Rakia could play, I was confused. I was like, where is Rakia? Like, why am I not seeing her for the full minutes? I was really confused, and then I was looking at the stats and I was like, these aren't Rakia stats. Like, I watched those games last year. They weren't good. They used to be losing them games too, but certain players were showing out, and I don't know. I just don't know. I
I
think
think
the coach needs to figure out how to use all the pieces because it's not looking good right now in the court of public opinion.
they're living and dying by Kelsey Plum and De'Erica Hamby, and obviously we see when they're not playing well, they're losing. And that's been like the last couple of games. That Kelsey, especially like Vegas, like Kelsey wasn't playing well. Dog walked. Yeah, I don't know
I
what
didn't
they
see
got going
that
on.
game
If
yet,
you
but I'll
can't look me
take
in the
your
face and
word
tell me
for it.
Alabama Barker is better than Rakia Jackson.
I'll say that I think she plays like her and the other lady, Julie Alamon, whatever her name is. They play good defense, but like offensively, that's where the team is struggling. outside of Kelsey and De'Erica, like once she gets warmed up in Azure. So I think if anything, like people questioning her starting when Rakia was able to play. That's the thing that gets me. Like people being upset is not baseless at all cuz I'm low key with them, but like I'm trying to say like, oh, it's cuz they're not healthy, but I don't think that that's 100% the issue.
Maybe Rakia just doesn't fit into what the coaches wants for this system.
But she's the second best player on the
I'm
team.
not
That's not a
arguing
good
that.
enough excuse.
I mean, I'm not arguing that. It is a good enough excuse because if you don't
I
fit
don't
into the
think it's a
player
good enough. If
system,
you don't
you're not
But
gonna
if you're
like
a
you're not gonna
coach and you don't
flourish.
know but if you're a coach and you don't know how to use the players and the pieces that you have, then what are we doing? Because
I
what
think
she
both
has
things
isn't
can be
even
true
that
at the same
great.
time. I think if a coach has a vision for what the direction of their team is and you do not fit into that system, regardless of how good you are, they're not going to play you. So I think both things can be true. That both things, it's not an
Okay, but what
excuse, it's the
happens
reality
when
of the
the system
situation.
is losing? But what happens
Well,
when the
hello,
system is
we're
losing
here.
you
We are here.
games?
Like that's where we are. Like that's not an opinion. That is exactly what's happening. They're losing. She's not fitting into whatever the coach's vision, system, whatever. It's resulting in loss. Both things can be true. Therefore, what are we going to do about it? Because again, system. If in her head, it's not Rakia's fault at all. But this is reality of the situation is.
I
And they're
don't
going to
know. To
continue to
me, this
lose.
is
I
not
mean,
to me, if I'm the Sparks, I'm sorry, you have to look at that coach because there's no way that I'm giving up a top pick that I had last
well,
year
who else are we
just
going to look
because she
at?
doesn't work in the system. There's just
Honestly,
nothing.
like who else are we going to look at?
There's
Yes, this is 100% her fault. And there's a plethora of teams that will be jumping at the opportunity to take Rakia Jackson. Like that's stupid on the Sparks part, the Sparks plate to get rid of Rakia. That's dumb. But it looks like that's where we're at. She unfollowed this on Spark. She unfollowed the Sparks. Now the only way she's getting out there is through a trade.
I don't know. I don't think that to me, I don't like that the Sparks aren't thinking long term. But to be honest, the Sparks, I really don't know what they're doing anyways. I feel like getting rid of Ari McDonough was also a very big red flag for me at the beginning of the season.
She never followed the
So,
Sparks.
and
It's
because
weird.
Odyssey Sims sometimes struggles on offense, like I don't know.
Hmm. Somebody said she never followed them. That's weird. WTF y'all talking about? The Los Angeles Sparks. What is going on?
Please don't trade. Oh,
Nor had them in her bio though. I never said the bio part. I just said that she didn't follow them.
I honestly don't even pay any attention to any of those things.
I never
I'll be
understand how people can
taking
tap
y'all's
into
word
those
for it.
things, and I never understand when do you know the right time to be checking people's when when do you, when do you know the right time to start checking who's following and unfollowing people? Whose job is that? I thought the lady was hurt for a minute. I did. I thought the
I
lady
don't
was
know.
hurt.
I will say this though, if uh if the Spark situation, like if they do end up trading Rakia, which I don't think they'll do, like I think they maybe just need to figure it out. But if I'm honest, like this Sparks roster as currently constructed, like without the players that have been hurt or whatever, it's not doing anything. Like this Sparks team looks terrible. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. I get it. Maybe they just really haven't had a chance to practice, and that's fine.
No
But if
one's had
after
I
the
don't get it.
practice they
That's not
still look
like
bad,
no one's had a chance to they had a chance to practice. They're not the only team who has a brand new team.
and I agree with that, which is why I don't really see that. Like, I don't think of that as a good enough excuse. However, if that's the excuse she's offering up, I'll give her the time to have practice. But if after that, this team still looks like it does, like, regardless of whether or not Cam comes in, because even when Cam comes in, she hasn't played like in a like months. So
Has
it's
Haley
like
Russell
even when she
on the
comes
Sparks?
in and she was having foul trouble when she was in at the
She
beginning.
was a
So it's just like
rookie. Come on. And
I
like
understand, but the thing is that like that's not going to improve the roster. Like Cambrick being out there, that's not necessarily going to improve the difference between winning and losing to me because their problem is offense. So to me, I don't know. If they end up getting rid of Rakia, I'm gonna have to be off the Sparks for a bit.
I didn't know you were on the Sparks. Question: Is Mercedes
I
Russell on this
mean,
team?
I was excited for them.
They're paying
Yes, she gets a lot of
Mercedes
minutes.
Russell $160,000.
She gets paid a lot of money and she plays many minutes, it feels
She's
like.
getting paid $160,000, and she's averaging like 1.31. Let me just verify these stats. $160,000.
They
Um,
said not Rakia, Brink will be returning before All-Star game. What was that, Justice? I don't remember.
I'm still stuck in. She's averaging 1.4 points and 1.5 rebounds per game.
They said after. Yeah, it's either after before. It's only a couple days in there of the All-Star game, so somewhere in there.
1.4 points, 1.5 rebounds for $160,000.
And to be honest, when she's on the floor, I ain't seen her do nothing. And that's no shade. It's just that on the games I seen, and I seen all of them, I have not been
I mean,
impressed
KB's
quite
not
yet.
making $160,000 a year. There's the difference, Scoop. That is almost a $200,000. No, understand what the max is in the WNBA. $160,000. So KB and Mercedes Russell are two different conversations. And KB is on a rookie contract. She's living out her fourth year. Y'all actually got a roster spot. $160,000 is vastly different.
Somebody asked if Russell is better than Kia. Um, I'm gonna say yes off the defense. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
That's highway robbery. I just need Lucy a
To
little bit
be
more.
honest, her and what's her name, Tierra McCowan get paid a lot of money, but Tierra's really showing up. I'm not. I'm gonna give my props to Tierra McCowan, okay? Because people have been trashing that lady, but she's really stepped up these past few games.
He has been playing a little better, actually, too. Not someone saying I did see that she scored her first points the other night. That's crazy. Rukia to the Mystics. You got to give something up, General, because she's on a contract, so they're not going to release her. So it's going to have to be a trade. So now, do I think? I think that little I don't think I don't think that would help LA because I'm thinking what's that guard? I'm not that she's been playing well, better on the Mystics.
Sug Sutton.
No, that used to play for
Oh,
Seattle,
um,
the white girl.
oh, Jade Melvin.
Can you see her with LA? You're gonna have to package that up a little bit more.
But even then, I Jade Melvin's good, but like the other thing is that is what they need a guard.
I don't think the Mystics need another post.
I don't. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I don't
I
think the
don't think they
Mystics
need
need
a
another
post, and I don't
post.
think LA needs a guard, or do they? I
Jade is
don't
so
know.
good for the Mystics; they would be dumb to trade her. Tay, what you need about Jade is she's always going to be expendable. She's always going to add value to a team. She's always going to add value to a team. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, they are always, if it comes down to having to trade somebody, package somebody up in a deal, Jade's name is always going to get thrown away. I mean, thrown in there. Unfortunately, there are levels to this thing, right? You have the players who are the reason who ask for trades and move the needle, and then you have players who you package up when you need who are good, not good enough to like make the decision, but good enough that like we could get something for you. You're a good piece to have, and then you have those who are always going to be on the chopping block. Jade is good, always going to be in the conversation if it comes down to it, and they need somebody to package up before a deal. Unfortunately, that's just where she falls. Mariah, Ewell, and Chicago fans. I don't know what to tell you. Did you watch that
What they
Chicago
say
game?
about E Will? What?
They're trying to package up a bunch of stuff to get Ricky over there in Chicago.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if the Sparks make a move this early. So low key, y'all might have to sit with what you got for a little bit. because I don't know if the Sparks are making. They might try to see what's going to happen with practice first, and then go from there.
For
But right
Keenan's
now, I think that's a little too early. What, it's been like 3, 4, 5 games for some people.
5 games.
I don't think they're not doing that right now. But like
Well,
y'all
there's
keep your ideas up.
teams are definitely making moves. Did you not see Phoenix Wave is clearing up some
Yeah,
space
but
right
that
now?
was because she's going to Euro League to play for like a month, and it was
Sev?
like, okay,
Are you talking about
yeah.
Sev?
Yeah, she said she was gonna play Euro basketball. So then at that point, it was like we need to waive her because that's like an empty spot for an entire
No,
month.
not
Like,
necessarily, because there's a bunch of people going to play Euro basketball. I don't know where Tori went. Yeah, I don't think that's the reason, because there's a bunch of people here playing Euro basketball. Hella, actually. I heard Tierra was going to your Tierra McCowan? Who's Tierra McCowan? What happened to you, Tori?
I don't know. Screen just
Robin
went
wasn't
dark
being
and then it
played. I
came
heard
back.
that too. Who's she playing? Who's Tierra McCowan playing with? Turkey, I think. How'd she swing that? Who
She's
did you guys?
leaving right now
Who'd you hear it from? Y'all just be like, I
because
heard it, I heard it, I heard it. Who'd you hear
if
it from?
she's leaving right now, I think that girl. I don't know. That Dallas team won't be winning nothing for even longer. I fear. She's leaving next week, girl.
Is that speculation? Because I haven't heard any official reports from that.
They said it's confirmed.
Confirmed by who?
That's crazy. But really, when you think about what Sev was giving you on the Mercury in exchange for what Haley can give you, it's about equivalent.
Wait,
So,
are you talking about Haley who?
Haley, what's that girl's name? Haley Jones.
Yeah, I think it's confirmed.
That is a crazy. To me, I ain't risking it. That's just me though. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that.
Dallas is a
Jessica Shepard is going to Euro leagues. I'm a little. Why? Okay, I'm not even gonna. That's crazy. Wow.
Like
I
I said,
At that point, it's kind of like, do you
they're probably getting paid more. I mean,
that? And that's fine. I think that that's great, but it's also like, is that a conversation you have before you sign the contract,
yeah, they probably
or like, is that a conversation that teams are having?
this is probably news to them, not news to us. I mean, this is probably not news to the teams. This is just news to us.
I it's about to be
You don't think
scary
that they had a
hours for
discussion
some
with Jessica
teams.
Shepard about her playing Euro basketball, or that came up with her agent before she joined?
I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely probably is. I mean, I think back to when we were talking about Golden State. She's like, yeah, we're aware that the majority of everybody we're bringing in is leaving for Euro basketball.
That would absolutely. I don't even know if I would be like, yeah, come on. Because what am I going to do when you're gone?
And that's
Do you get a
why,
hardship contract for that
yeah,
if
you
you
do.
don't waive them?
You get a hardship. That's why I said the same thing you said didn't make any sense, because everybody else is just getting hardship contracts.
Well, maybe she didn't want to come back. I don't know. Maybe she was like, I better just stay there.
Maybe. How long is EuroLeague? It depends on how long your team plays. Obviously, I think it's more than 2 weeks, because that's how you qualify for a hardship. So at least like probably 3 weeks. So probably like Olympic break, what we saw last year with the Olympic break, minus they're not taking off for it. Carla's not leaving. I know Gabby's not leaving. I don't think that Marie Johannes is leaving as well. What's up, Kenya? Yeah, I think it's the whole month. Yeah. Someone signed in me here. Mm, MJ ain't leaving. Yeah, I know I said that. Camilla is not leaving. Stop spreading the lies. I don't know who said that. I didn't say that.
I'm saying that was a
Dom
name
isn't
we did not
leaving.
mention.
Oh, all the French WM players are staying. Camilla played in China during the off season. That makes no sense. Uh, I mean, playing for your national team and then playing overseas for, a club team are two different things. Who she played with, like in China, that's like um Gabby and them playing over there in where'd they play, Tori?
Turkey?
Turkey. That doesn't take away the fact that they're on the French national team. Brazil isn't part of Euro basketball. Enrique played in China too. Yeah, been there, done
China's
that.
sorry.
So yeah, China is where the bag is. That's why everybody doesn't play there. I just feel like there's a lot of people in there. Tori, how many people are you looking at the chat on your phone?
Yes.
How many people are in here?
Now I hear an echo. I'm kind of annoyed. Hold on.
Thoughts on Jewell's podcast? I like she shed some light on the Notre Dame situation. I don't know. We briefly talked about this last week, and I was 169. I just like there's a lot of comments, so that's why I'm like I feel like there's a lot of people in here.
What are the sorry.
No, you're
What
good.
are the what was said on the podcast? My mom yelling at my dog. I don't know what you got going on.
She went into grave detail to some degree. The announcer guy, I think his name was Mike, Steve, Austin, something like that. He was saying things that Jewel was trying to keep it cute, and he was saying the quiet part out loud, right? Becca, we usually
In
do not
terms of
what's going on. We usually do this. We haven't done this in a while because of the games, but we usually do it this way, typically. But anyway, yeah. So like she would just say things gracefully, and then he would be like, "Yeah, people were lying to you. Coaches were lying to you, huh?" Like just you know, saying the things she couldn't say. I don't know. It was messy. Everybody has their truth. You know what I mean? So I appreciate her speaking her truth. I appreciate her telling, her truth, whatever that may be. You know how I
interesting.
feel.
I haven't seen this clip. I guess I'll go take a
Yeah, you
peek
gotta watch this. It's a
at some
long
point.
podcast, apparently.
I
So
won't
just
watch the whole thing. I'll just go watch the clip.
she was saying that people are getting special treatment, and hey, y'all, she better stop poking that bear. Going on
In
podcasts.
college, she was saying that about
No,
college.
about Seattle.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said Notre Dame thing,
She
I
what she
just
did talk about no she
naturally
talked about Notre Dame and Muffet McGraw and when she wanted to leave early and Muffet was not supportive and was saying some crazy stuff. But then she also talked about Seattle. All I gotta say, Jewel was laughing at the players who were trying in playoffs when she was benched. She better stop poking that bear. She better stop
I'm
poking.
gonna be that's the one thing about a podcast, like because that's like tea, but it's also like you still gotta play with these ladies though.
She doesn't have to play. She doesn't have to play with Skylar. She doesn't have to play with
Not them, but
Mecca.
I mean like in like a general sense of like if anything goes down, now in my head I'm thinking, oh, like is she gonna go tell somebody on a podcast?
Oh, I'm just thinking about girl. Skylar will let that chopper sing eventually. So
As she should. I'm sure
she's
she
only gonna
will. Cause
let one podcast too many. You gonna get exactly what you're looking for. It wasn't Sue's podcast. So Steph, there was two podcasts. She went on Sue's and talked a little bit, but then she also was with this guy named Mike or Steve or whatever his name is, and this guy like is the owner of a gym that she was a part of growing up or something like I don't know. I saw a recap by this lady on the internet. Um and yeah. It was it was yeah. It's a little messy.
hmm.
She ain't yeah, and that's the thing too. It's not like she's over at the Aces, on a burner, so that's also another thing where I'm like,
This is such a slip. Do you think that not okay, hold on, let me phrase this right. Do you think that players should be careful about the things that they say on podcasts, or do you
Yes.
think that some of them should like maybe take like wait until their career is over to kind of talk about some
I
things?
mean, you just got to understand what comes with the territory. You know what I mean? I'm not telling people not to speak their truth and stuff like that, but like, be aware of what, you know what I mean? If I get on there and I start talking shit, you know what I mean? Like, understand what that comes with that. It's risky. I'm a big firm believer, keep
Right.
it cute. Keep it cute. And if you don't want to keep it cute, just be aware that, like, you got to see these people. You got to go to work in the morning. Like, that's like talking shit about your coworkers and then being confused. When they start having an attitude with you, like you just didn't get on the internet. You
Oh,
should
there's a
watch the
new
new clip.
clip.
It makes her seem worse. It doesn't.
Anna,
So
where is this clip? Did you see it on TikTok or on
I
Twitter?
saw it
And if you
recapped by
saw it
some
on either, can you
lady.
send it to me?
Did it make you
Can
feel
somebody send
sympathy?
me a clip?
Did it make you feel sympathy for Jewel, or did it make you not feel sympathetic? The NBA, they be talking about each other, and that's fine. It's still, I still said what I said. Sympathy, not
And I
sympathetic.
think that we also have to be careful about comparing the WNBA to the NBA because I enjoy I mean, no, hold on, let me change it. I enjoy the WNBA conversations that we can have because I feel like they can be very open, whereas sometimes with NBA, like, conversations, it's like there's no room for, like, people having a different opinion or, like, for there to be a conversation.
Yep. And you already know how I felt about that whole situation when it all went down. It just didn't make sense to me. Talking about a teammate is the same. Uh, with Jewel, it seems it's always someone else's fault. Tori, I tagged you in an X. I got the feeling
Thank
things
you.
didn't go her way and she wants to leave. Yeah, I watched the whole 2 hours. I don't think she did that much as people making it seem. I don't know. Something about Sky and Noel always has been weird to me. Disagree. You can never make me hate Skylar Diggins. Blame Skylar. What are you blaming Skylar for? How are you going to blame the person who was hooping? I will never get that. I will never get that. I will never understand that. Y'all watch Seattle's games last year. Now I understand there are things that go on, but at the end of the day, your job is to hoop. How am I going to blame the person who was hooping? That don't make no damn sense. That don't make no sense. You don't get mad at the person who was hooping. Drama follows Skylar. So you're gonna blame one the pregnant person. How does drama follow Skylar? People hate accountability. At the end of the day, people hate accountability. I'm not going to blame the person who was hooping. I mean, people can hoop and cause drama, and then people can also not be doing their job and hate being held accountable. Both can be true, I guess. But at the end of the day, if we're watching a game, what does that tell us? Like, let's keep it a buck. Wasn't Skylar also leading the team in? She was playing pregnant. And not only was she playing pregnant, but she also, like, again, I'm never going to blame the person who's doing their job.
Okay, I just watched the clip. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. She lost me. She lost me. She lost me. She lost me, I fear, because that was kind of a lot. Like, I don't know.
Kennedy Carter and Skylar Diggins are not the same situation. How? 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 Somebody explain that to me. Tori,
Play the
Kennedy
clip for the
Carter and
classes
Skylar are the
question.
same situation. Am I missing something here?
No, I think that people just don't have like I think that there are a lot of archetypes of people that we all collectively haven't met. And so it's like when you see like I guess what the internet persona of a person, what that version of them they put out, you might find that those two are synonymous, but they're not the same. Like Kennedy Carter's thing is very, very different. Like the way that she showed like conveys her personality and stuff is very different than Skylar. Like I think that Skylar's like a no nonsense person, but I don't think that it's in the same way that Kennedy is. Like
Yeah.
Kennedy doesn't give me no nonsense at all, actually.
It's
Like
giving nonsense.
Skylar is just really giving like she's like mature, she knows how to play basketball, she wants to win, like she's chasing a chip, she wants it. Like that's what she gives to me. And that's always what she gives to me. Like she goes hard in the gym. We saw that throughout Unrivaled. We saw that last season. We saw her put up numbers and help that team. And even when they didn't play well in the playoffs last year, Skylar was still performing up to par. Like I don't know what I'm confused by like why people hate her so bad. Like it might be because she really like she does come off like in interviews like she doesn't like play like at all about anything. Like
I don't
she's
play like
very
that.
straightforward. And but I don't think that that's the same thing as what Kennedy Carter has going on because there are things being said about that outside of like in like close circles and stuff like that. So like that those aren't two things that can be compared. And I don't think that it's right for people to be trying to make Skylar seem like this terrible person when I'm not gonna lie, like from Jewell right now, we haven't seen a consistent story yet, if I'm being honest personally. And that's just it. Like right now, like to me, there's nothing to question about Skylar because she hasn't come out and said anything about any situation or whatever. Like she's leaving that alone. Whereas like with Jewell, it's kind of like she's giving you a story, but like sometimes it looks different from articles or
Her
from
mom gets
people
on here
on
and
teams
starts
and stuff
talking
like
too.
that.
Come on now. Mhm.
So like to me, that's the issue. And I'm not saying that like I don't like Jewell. Like I think Jewell has been a great player. Like she struggled obviously a little bit last season and then this season a little bit, but that's not even me like being like not even taking my bias out of it. Like as of right now, that's where it stands. Skylar said nothing about the situation for real. Jewell has said a lot. And the person who's kind of talking the most sometimes, a lot of the time, is the one who's sometimes in the wrong. Again, not saying that she's in the wrong, but as of right now, we're getting a lot of stories from a lot of different people on Jewel's side, but we're not hearing anything else.
Listen, I talked to NECA. Yeah, I'm standing. I'm with Jewel. I'm with Skylar and NECA. I am so sorry. I am. I am. I am. I am. And that's, I've heard one side of the story. I've heard from one side. I listened, to the podcast. Yeah, you spoke to NECA. I exchanged some messages. This was like what? It was like last year, Tori. Around
Mm-hmm.
around Tori. Around last year. I read Tori the messages, Tori, and from that
Mm-hmm.
conversation, you know, they said they weren't going to come out and say anything because they had more than ample opportunity to say something. Because they could
They
have come
did.
out and said whatever the case may be right before the trade. Chose not to. Chose to let everybody call Skylar and NECA everything but a child of God. That they are this, that, and the third, and NECA is being left out of. Her mom came on the internet, and they have said nothing. So I'm just saying,
Somebody did say, but did Jewel even name names? The
come
thing
on
is
now,
that the co-host was implying that it was people who played
bro,
heavy
you
minutes
control. You
last
know what
year.
you're doing. Y'all
So
don't play dumb. Y'all guys don't play dumb.
and it's
You
not,
know what
and
you're
it, you some of
doing.
like I think that that's the other thing that people have been saying in the WNBA spaces and on the internet in general. Like you don't need things to be particularly name for name. Like if you
Bro,
played heavy minutes, she was talking about you in that
you
because that's what the
already
co-host
know what the
implied by
narrative
saying
was.
if you watch the film and if you watch the games, you know who was being favored because they were playing the most. If you watch the plays and if you were playing heavy minutes, which most of the starters were last season, that's explicit.
If
That's
the
very explicit
situation
information to me.
up until this point, up until this point, what had the narrative been? So if I go into a podcast and I reaffirm what the narrative was already established, come on now, 1 + 1 = 2. Y'all is not, we're not, come on now. Come on. Come on. And if you didn't want people to draw that inference, you would have controlled the narrative. Like, let's keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. And I ain't got no problem with it, but I'm just like, don't play dumb. Like, well, she didn't say their names. Well, damn. You got out there and said everything but the names. And what did you think people were going to draw the inference? Especially if that is the narrative that had been established up until this point. I just hate people who shoot the gun and hide their hands. Come on now, keep it a buck. I'm a big for stand on business. I'd rather wish you would have just said the names. I'm so over this season of basketball. We're only like 5 games in. What, we're probably 6 games in now, Tor?
Yeah, that's the thing that's getting me is I feel like every day is something. I'm stressed.
Last couple days have been kind of quiet. Have we talked about the
I
Nets and the
it's
Wings?
the Rakia thing kind of
Okay,
made that not feel like, because the Rakia thing kind of felt like an onslaught of information.
so let's talk about something positive. What have been our favorite, like, up until this point? Natasha Cloud. Natasha Cloud. Her with the Wings dancer, the little kids and stuff. I'm like, damn, she
That
has
was
a good
cute.
person. I love a good personality. Natasha Cloud has a great personality, and you can tell her energy is different. Chef's kiss. Now, I secretly am going to continue to hate the New York Liberty. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do what I got to do. Love that for her. Love what they're doing. Has been a positive. Also, Tori, stud buds. Yo, why did they
I
take
saw
me
some
out?
clips.
Did you see the clip? Did you see the clip where they're playing a song and Elena Smith goes, this song was played when I was sorry, I'm trying to do an accent. When I was being
Oh,
like aggressively bullied in school for my name.
I saw that
My
one. I saw
initials.
that.
Hey, why is Courtney me laughing when everyone's being so dead ass? And she said, "Oh, your initials is ass." I said, "Damn, not they both that lady for her initials they being ass."
That was really unfortunate, but I do like that because I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, the team is so boring." So I think it's fun to kind of
Oh,
get to see
look
their
at Tori fighting for
personalities
them
and stuff.
allegations of her team not boring. Y'all got personality.
No, because actually, that's the other thing about WNBA threads. Somebody was like, "I really try. I see the talent they have. It's just so boring."
Not you
Okay, so
being
you're mad we
fun.
win. That's what I heard when I read it.
Oh,
I'm
you guys
mad
are
you're
fun.
winning ethically.
You guys are fun. Look at you. I know that's right. People thought they were boring. Oh yeah, the Lynx definitely have. They be talking about that team. They be saying that team is boring. They said that it's like watching paint dry, watching them play.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
that way about the Liberty.
Really?
It's just that, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, watching, like, a brand of basketball where it's, like, a star, a star, a star, a star, a star, a role player, a role player, a role player, like, it's just, like, that's not enjoyable to me, like, it's not fun watching them beat
You
people.
as a
Like,
Lynx
it's
can't go
just
call
not
anybody else
fun.
boring. You can't. You pot and kettle. Y'all the same people. It's the same team.
No, it's different, it's
Y'all are both boring.
different. Nope, it's different. My team ain't full
How?
of stars. We got 1. We got 1, the rest, we just know how to play the role, we know how to stretch the floor, we know how to play
You guys
defense,
are
that's it.
both
That's it.
boring. Why Sabrina
Mm-mm.
cringe?
Okay, I ain't say all that, no, that wasn't me, that
Got
wasn't
somebody. They
me.
said Sabrina's cringe. What Sabrina do?
Y'all saying me with the fever, but Imma be honest, without Caitlyn, that fever
Indiana.
team is like watching paint dry, and mind you, I was watching all the games, so I know I was in hell,
We're gonna have to circle back on a
actually.
couple narratives, right? Beginning of the season, I gotta before the season, we were thinking certain teams are gonna be really, really, really good. I have some new information that we're gonna have to circle back and reevaluate our original notion. Phoenix, girl dad, my bad. Y'all ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to you, Mercury. Wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. Tori, did you see that coming?
What?
Girl dad and them had it together.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm honestly pissed, and I don't even and honestly, the Mercury are boring as hell too, on the lowest of
the Mercury are
keys.
boring as hell. They are. No, the Mercury are kind of boring.
Like, I
Let's see.
have sat through them I had to cut one off because I was like, "I can't do it, I'm not gonna be able to do it."
Okay. I think Indiana shot themselves in the foot, honestly. What's up, Marrow? Because baby, What are y'all going? You just gave everybody the game plan. Basically, we just got to take Caitlyn out the equation, and y'all ain't gonna be able to get it done.
And truly, as soon as Natasha locked her up and they made TikTok videos about specifically what she was doing, it's over. It's over for that lady until she can figure
Oh, I
something
did
else
see
out or
the
somebody else steps up.
breakdown.
Because
They
I'm going to
they
be honest, I'm not impressed with Natasha Howard right now. I have not really been. Dewana has stepped up.
well,
However, I
shit.
was not impressed previously.
Do you remember that video they made
Um,
about Kobe when they were talking? No, when they were just talking, or was it Steph? When they were talking about breaking down his shot or whatever, and kind of what he does and like how to beat him. It was giving that same energy about Caitlyn when she was like, yes, because she wants to step left, and I was like, ooh, damn.
Justice, somebody has a question for you. I
What
think
they
I low key may have lost it. I might have to rephrase it because I accidentally swiped out of the thing.
what they
But
say?
they asked, what do you think about people saying that hold on, let me find it. Nafisa's proximity to whiteness is the reason that she's being pushed for MVP. That's a narrative that's being pushed on the internet at this time in WNBA spaces.
Lisa looks black to me. She doesn't even look like.
I
Is that what people are saying?
Honestly, it's at the point now where like I got on threads and people were like, I just don't like Nafisa Collier. Like, I don't know why. Like, she seems like a nice lady, but and I'll be honest, I think that sometimes people just kind of will just discredit anybody who isn't their favorite player. I'll be honest.
Here
Cause
we go.
I
Observation here,
you go.
right? Observation. Y'all seen her baby, right? Now that looked like a biracial baby. And understanding that her husband is white, you would think if she was 50-50 instead of what I think she looked like, which is like 75-25. So when we say proximity to whiteness, in my head, I'm like, that looks like a black woman. If we're looking at her
I
features.
didn't even know that people were
I
saying
didn't even know
that.
people thought that, you know what I'm saying? Uh it never gave that. When I looked at her, I was
They
like,
said Dolores is pushing that. I don't know who Dolores is.
maybe
Okay.
you're really not on the internet. Everyone, it's
I mean,
Dolores.
I've seen like some tweets,
Y'all
but like,
gotta
who
stop.
is
Listen,
Dolores to me?
here we go. And again, I'm gonna y'all let that man disturb your peace. It's crazy, y'all, and then give it energy. You know what I mean? Like, ah, y'all let that man disrupt y'all peace. Y'all really do. And I
Oh,
just,
I
and I
didn't
don't,
know
and
that
I will
was the
never
name.
understand why. And I never understand why. Y'all let that man disrupt y'all peace. His real name is not Dolores. His real name is Michael. But y'all let that
Oh,
man disrupt y'all peace. And then you give the crazy takes that you don't like energy. Fee's hooping right now.
and
Fee's
I'm
hooping
gonna
right
be
now. I think
honest.
rightfully
That's
so.
the
She
thing
deserves to be
that's
in MVP
been,
conversation.
but that's the thing that's been really bugging me about WNBA like Twitter right now recently. And I get it. People are gonna say, "Oh, it's not even a good place to be." Okay, I don't hear all that. Okay, okay. But like sometimes like the thing like people quote tweeting things that they don't agree with and giving it more traction. Like sometimes I'm just like not to say like can we just talk about like like the positive things, like can we just talk about the things that we want to talk about in the WNBA space and not let people who like obviously don't care or obviously are haters of women's basketball or whatever the case may be, like can we just like ignore them or like block them? Like it's getting to the point now where I'm like, yeah, we are only 5 games in and it's like y'all are kind of making this unenjoyable. Like I want to see y'all little jokes here and there within teams, or like I want to see the critiques about the games or stuff like that or the stats. And then it's like always something negative like every few tweets, and it's like just ignore it because it's not going away. I'm sorry.
Boy, I just listen. And especially, yo, I just see people get so out of pocket and they let him get under their skin, man. And I know people are like, well, Asia's friends with him. Some of y'all got shitty friends too. Some of y'all got shitty friends too. Let's be honest. Some of y'all in y'all real life today got shitty friends. And maybe Asia got shitty friends. I don't know. I'm not Asia Wilson. But I just know if something irritates me, I just don't entertain it. And y'all let that man who y'all don't know disrupt y'all peace. Is A really friends with him? Okay, I mean, maybe. Are you really friends with y'all shitty friends? Like, hey, y'all let that man get under. And I be sitting at home laughing, like, y'all really let that man get under y'all skin. Y'all let him get under y'all skin. You know you gotta be. You gotta have thick skin over there on X, man. It's not for the weak. So his
I
proximity,
don't
of
know.
course.
Somebody said the energy on Threads is better, but I've been seeing some slick stuff over there on Threads. It ain't that cute over there either.
Has it been proven that they're friends? I mean, from my interpretation, yes, I think they're friends. But also, we don't know Asia Wilson in real life, you know? And also, keep that in consideration. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think Fee's hooping. I think Fee rightfully so. I think Fee makes a very strong argument for MVP right now. Even though we're 5 games into the season, I think a big consideration is going to be if the Lynx do another strong run at the chip. She very much is, even though Asia Wilson and is hooping, it is hooping. And I think over the body of work, I like Asia Wilson because she fills every category. Phoebe pissed me off sometimes about them rebounds, even though she's averaging like 8 rebounds. I'm still not getting over that one time she had 3 rebounds. I'm not getting over it. Um, yeah. And everybody should root for their fave. Alicia Gray is out there hooping. Let's talk about Atlanta. Because they also, I got to apologize to them. Because I was not, they were not on my bingo card. Tori, take it away. You live in
What?
Atlanta. Are you ready to jump on the Atlanta Dream
Oh,
bandwagon? Apologize to them ladies.
um, I will not be apologizing.
Aaliyah Boston is
My
not first
dad
team. She's really second
actually
team.
was like, "Oh, Tori, I was watching that game against the Storm last night. I thought they were about to lose. I went to sleep, woke up, they won the game. How they do that? Isn't that lady, that tall lady on the team?" I was like, "Well, yes, Brittany Griner." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, her." And I was like,
So,
"Well, he was like, she ain't been putting up numbers like that." I was like, "Oh,
is everybody on the agreement that it was Tanisha Wright's fault?
yes, absolutely." But I had been called that lady out from the beginning of last season. I'd be right. That lady, see, and notice how that pattern has shifted to the sky. Follow me, follow me. I have an agenda to push. I have an agenda to push.
Here we
That
go.
lady, she's questionable. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what she do for the sky.
She's an
She's real
assistant.
questionable though.
She assists.
Okay, but is she assisting the defense or is she assisting the offense? Like what exactly is her
They overall
role?
just need help over the sky. I just uh the sky is not the sky is bring back Sky Guy.
But it's kind of upsetting that like that's all they needed to do.
Is what?
Was to like shoot threes. Like, because to be fair, their defense was fine last year. It was like they would just go for minutes at a time
Right.
and not score. And it's just like, girl, you cannot be
Right.
doing that. You're gonna end up like the Storm did against the Aces that first round. You can't do that. You can't do that. And so, like, the fact that man could come in there and tweak it so quick, and that's the thing that's throwing me off about that Sparks lady, is that the Dream have been playing a lot of games. Like, I'm sure they haven't had a ton of time to practice, but they're looking like a pretty well-oiled machine despite not having like their starting point guard. But
Question.
somehow they're making it work, which
I
is
have a
why
question.
I question the Sparks. Yes.
I have a question. So with the Chicago Sky, we established early on that they was going for the quick. They instead of taking their time with a rebuild, they was going for the quick and dirty, right? And we're seeing that right now maybe not be the route. You know what I mean? That you guys wanted to, throw some rims on a hoopty, and maybe you just needed a new car. You know what I mean? Because at first we're like, yeah, sir. They're like, we're going for the quick. We're going for the quick. I said, nah. I don't know about this because they said they're not in a rebuild. I don't think they brought in the right pieces to try to make some shit shake early. The difference between Chicago and I think Atlanta is one, Atlanta had a nice foundation of players who have continued to play with each other. Continue to play. They're not bringing back Kennedy. It's not happening.
It's
Jeff
time to let
will
that go,
literally
y'all. Nobody bringing her. I'm
Jeff will
sorry.
literally sell the team before he brings back Kenny Cook, because then he would have to admit he was wrong. And one thing we know about men is what they're not going to do is admit they were wrong. Jeff ain't doing that. He's taking this one on the head. You think he's going to admit he's wrong by bringing back Kennedy Carter? Hell no. Hell no. Kenny will be on the Golden State Valkyries before they bring her back to Chicago. And that should tell you something, because she's not going to the Valkyries. Who's
Somebody
worse,
asked
the
who's
sky or
worse
the
right
sun?
now. I'm gonna say the sky.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, because the Sun to me have like those flashes of like having really reliable players, but like and like they're really young. Like that team's really young. So like to me, they're doing better than the Sky because this like the roster when I think about it, the Sky roster doesn't move me. With the Sun, it's like I can see
Oh,
the vision. I can see things coming together, like having the ability to coming together, especially because they don't have a lot of free agents next season. So that team is gonna have some time to cook. Now hold on, losing by 48 to the Liberty. This team was or not. Come on, not too much, not too much, not too much. How much does Sky lose to the Liberty?
NBA and the WNBA are two different entities. You cannot compare the two. Apples and
But
oranges.
anyways, and I also think that the Sun coach is better than the Sky coach right now. He's giving prepared, he's giving seasoned, he's giving ready for the opportunity. There's
Let's
been a couple of
see.
games that he's been really close in. Whereas for the Sky, it's only been very recently that they've been close in a game.
Uh, who's dick riding? That's crazy. Damn.
God forbid a
Andy's
girl
giving.
answer a question.
Damn. I said, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people in here. Are we saying Carl Smiko is a good coach? I mean, Atlanta is playing, so yes.
They
I don't
look a
got a
lot
problem.
better
I
than
don't
the
got a
other
problem with
teams.
Carl. No one's had smoke for Carl yet. Have you heard any people gripes about Carl?
No, the only reason that the Dream have lost games is because like either Ryan has been doing too much on defense and has needed to facilitate and hasn't been able to like get her scoring going, or because Brittany Griner hasn't really been getting her scoring up. That's really or hasn't been getting back on defense. Those are really the only two issues with the Dream so far.
I like the Dream. Yeah, Carl is cool. Carl's everybody. Carl, anybody got no smoke with Carl? They like Carl and they like that other guy. What's his name? Kelsey, the head coach over there, the Mystics. What's his name?
Oh, Sydney.
Oh, okay. I knew it was a girl. I knew it was a name.
Sydney Johnson. You're sick. You knew it was a girl. Have some shame.
I changed it. I didn't say that. I changed it. I said I knew it was a girl. I knew it
And
was a
not quick
name.
enough. Not quick enough.
Yeah, that man. I thought they hired a girl coach when they announced the dudes they was sending. I said at least they hired a woman, and then I saw that man. I said, "Oh, disappointment."
uh,
No, I was disappointed.
wait, Justice, who do you think's better, the sky or the sun? You didn't answer. It's interesting.
Hmm. Two different looks and
I will
feels.
say Kia Nurse has been heating up. I'm gonna give her 1-2 on
I
that.
think the Sun have better pieces. Essentially, think about it. You got Tina, solid rookie. I like what uh the rookie was giving is giving them. Mabry, Olivia Nelson Adota. I be putting a lot of hope. Sinai Rivers. I be putting a lot of hope on Tina. Like she not 39. My bad, T. um, damn. But I think the Sky
Kia
could be
Nurse had a good
better.
game the other game. She had a
I
good game
also
against the
think
Sparks and she had a good game against the Mercury.
y'all bought Sky just got killed by 50 though. Yeah, the Sky are ass. We didn't say what team is good. What team out of the two bad teams? Who's bad?
Plus,
Who's
y'all said the Sun. What do y'all expect for the Sun? They're playing the best team in the league. And they're in the bottom. What do you
they're the
mean? Of
worst team?
course they got blown out by 50. What were you expecting?
Y'all thought they was
That's
gonna win?
exactly what I expect when I turn on the TV and I watch them play. Well, the Sparks. When the Sparks play the Liberty, oh, it's over. It's
Don't
over. I don't know what you
don't
mean.
don't predict on the best player, baby. They there playing the whole game. They get taken out the third quarter, not going back in. And it's on Ellie's birthday. Child.
Y'all saying 50 is crazy. There's going to be another team that loses to Liberty by 50 this season. Know that. Or something real close.
And it might be your favorite.
It might be. Y'all need to stay humble out
They
there.
said
Y'all need to stay
no way,
humble out
Tori, you're
there.
watching the Sky games and you don't think Kia Nurse is the worst player on the floor.
I don't think she's the worst player.
Not the
The
best
thing
one.
is this though. I'm gonna be really honest.
Uh-oh.
Kia hasn't quite looked like herself since that ACL injury. And so what am I supposed to do with that? She's been on some different teams. Sparks last year, they didn't give her a lot of juice. They didn't give her a lot of push. But with the Canadian national team, she looked pretty decent. Okay? Now hold on. With this team, she has flashes, but it's not completely there. But at the same time, can you really blame her 100% for the shooting inconsistencies on the sky when all the guards doing that? Well, no. If all the guards are playing up to that same level outside of the ones who come up off the bench, what
Boom.
am I supposed to do?
Y'all be
I,
living
I
and die
ain't
by the
starter.
rookie. The rookies
The
are
only
getting
thing
wasted
with
on the
that is that,
sky.
like, it's upsetting that you have players in the post like that and you don't have guards that can shoot well starting. Like, that doesn't make sense. But again, that's not up to me to make that make sense. It's time for Tyler to have some hard conversations and sit some people down. Okay, try some new things. If anything, that's what I'm upset about. Some of these coaches want to keep sticking with the same thing. It's not working. That doesn't even make sense. That don't even
Area
make
Tori.
sense.
Tori is giving play the rookies. Start all the
I'm
rookies.
not giving start the rookies, but I am saying, like, okay, if Beck Allen is shooting better, start her. Like, if Rachel Banham is shooting better, start her. Why are we
I
not
hate the
doing that?
rookies. Just off of
That
principle.
don't even make sense. HVL was hurt for a good minute in there, so I'm not gonna do too much on that. But already it is looking like, at the same time, it's like, are you really taking Courtney Vandersloot out of the game so that Haley Van Lith can,
No,
like,
no. He's gonna live and
really cook?
die. He's gonna live and die by the rookie. Here's the thing, guys, and it's not just the WNBA. It's not just the WNBA. So, like, let me make that clear. It's very rare, and I'm not. It's unfortunate that we live in this reality, and I understand it sucks, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna go back to the NWSL, the national team, back when Hope Solo was the better goalie, and they went with their vet, even though she wasn't playing like that, and Hope was better. It's unfortunate we live in this reality, but it's not just the WNBA. You see it in mostly every league. Like, people have a hard time ushering out and letting the new blood in, and unfortunately, as a result, you will see your wins affected. But, like, let me be clear: you thinking Haley Van Lith should get more minutes and Sluty, whatever, blah 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 blah. Vets run most leagues, unless your team is on a complete revamp, unless your team is on a complete rebuild, and that they have to put Connecticut, the Valkyries, those type of teams, baby. But Sloot, who is a Hall of Famer, you think they're sitting their future Hall of Famer? Come on, man. They'll live and die by that disrespect before they let that happen. So,
Y'all are saying HVL can't play defense. I don't know about that. I
She
don't know
plays
about
defense,
that.
doesn't she?
That's what I'm saying. If anything, that's the thing that gets her on the floor in the first place.
Haley didn't
Are
play
we
some
are we
defense.
watching the same player? We watching the same games?
She be
We watching
taking
the same
pride in
preseason
defense.
where
She be
she locked.
trying. She be
Are we
trying.
watching the same preseason where she locked somebody up in preseason? That's the
Don't
reason
make
they
me
won
go
against the
defend Haley
Lynx.
Van Lith. You know I will. You know I will defend Haley Van Lith. She be out there trying.
I don't
She's
know.
scrappy.
Y'all don't
I
even
like
be
Haley
giving
Van Lith. I
nobody
like
a
her style of
chance to
play.
really.
I like Haley Van Lith. I think she should get more minutes. I agree. But it's not just Haley Van Lith not getting minutes. Chicago Sky is a shit show right now. No offense, Chicago Sky fans. I'm gonna let y'all say it. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a stizzy stack. I don't know what y'all got going up over there.
And to be honest, I don't know if there's an answer to this with this roster in a general sense, anyways. So us talking in circles and people saying there's no way you think this player should start, this player should start. So who else is gonna do it? Because there's nobody else. Who else is
I
gonna?
hate that statement. Why draft somebody and not play her? Because we had to draft her. Maddie was. You're lucky the lady's on the roster. She could be at home. She was this close to
And
not making the team. Talk about why is she not playing. Did you see something in preseason that I missed that should be telling you she be getting hella minutes? No. That lady is not like that. Am I tripping? Tori, am I missing something? And the God loved Maddie. Great. So happy for her. She made the roster. What do y'all want? And then I know they are asked, but like if we're asked with what we got, why do you think if we're gonna put her in there that they want to be putting her in there, she could contribute already? Obviously, something's not clicking, Steven. Something is not clicking, Steven. She was drafted, what, in the second or third round? Am I tweaking? What
She
the hell?
was. Like,
Yes.
honestly, it really does. I don't know. I feel like people are kind of doing a lot because now is Tori. Are you even watching the games? I done told y'all before. That team does not move me. Haven't moved me in 2 seasons. I'm not paying that much attention to that damn team. That's one. But two, everybody complaining about the starting guard. So I say, okay, start the ones in the second unit. And it's still, are you even watching the games? So you don't like the starting guards and you don't like the ones on the bench. What's the options? What are the options?
Bro.
What are the options? There aren't any. Y'all are going to lose this season again, and that's okay. Okay? Sit with it.
It
Okay?
was like they were complaining about Seattle last week. You missed it. And they were talking, this is like Seattle when Seattle let that team come back from like 17 points and beat them, right? And Tori, they had put in the second wave during the comeback, right? When the team was making like edging on them. And everybody was like, at the end of the game was like, well, her rotations were off. And I'm like, well, listen, y'all complain that lady don't play the second wave. Then they played the second wave, the team came back, and now it's, well, her rotations were off. Well, damn, I told you not to put them people in. What is it? Which one? You got to pick. Pick a struggle. Either you want her to play the second wave or you don't want her to play the second wave. You can't have it both ways. Damn, y'all are so hard to please. What do y'all want? Do you want her to play them or not? Because that's what happens when we play them. Somebody asked me, how do I feel about Lexi? Someone commented, was like, how do you feel about podcasts not getting no minutes? And I just, again, as somebody who played left bench, right, there were times when the coach, and again, once you are in rotation a lot, you have a short, and again, I've had this conversation with you guys, you have a short bandwidth for mistakes. And you also, like, you're in there for a specific reason. You don't get a lot of grace. Like, you have to come correct, but also you're not in rotation, so you're a little nervous, a little uptight, the whole nine, right? You get put in the game, you start fucking up. And then your ass gets taken out and you go, now I remember why I don't play. All right then. And
I
then you
just
shut up.
realized who podcast was.
Yeah, then you shut up. Then you shut up. Damn. Podcast goes in there to shoot some threes. Play some threes and shoot. And as soon as you're not hitting threes, what we got you out there for, baby? You in there to hit threes. Now, if you ain't gonna do what we got you in there for, come sit next to me. Come sit next to me.
Not
And
come
that's the
sit
reality of the
next to
situation.
me.
She talks too much to be on the left, but it is what it is. We all can't play, baby. Why do y'all think everybody got to play? There's 12 people. There is no possible we all can get in the game. I am so sorry. There's not a possible way. Somebody has to sit on the bench. Somebody.
And I'll be honest, the minutes I've seen from her when she has been putting in, I haven't been moved. Erica Wheeler, she really made a case to start coming up off that bench. Okay. She made a case and she's seen minutes. But as for the other one, well, what am I supposed to do? I gave you a chance. Has she scored any points yet?
I think she has. Podcast is on protected contract. She is.
I don't even know if I've seen points outside of preseason. So I don't know about that right there.
Make
I don't know about that
opportunity.
Right
there. That's how you get more opportunity. Becky said it. Becky said that's how you get more opportunity. It's making the most out of your. Y'all ain't getting more minutes if you don't do what you need to do with the minutes I'm giving you. Why the hell am I gonna give you more minutes if you don't make the most of the minutes I give you? Come on now. What are y'all talking about? How you gonna get more money if you're not doing it what I'm giving you?
I didn't even know that she's been complaining about minutes on her podcast.
She has. I didn't. I don't know about that because I didn't watch the podcast.
And to be fair, I'm not really.
Yeah, I didn't watch that lady podcast.
I was never gonna watch.
I didn't watch that.
I was never gonna watch.
Podcast.
I will say this though: last season, she has started out pretty okay, and then
last season.
she was sick. So then, no, somebody said like I watched her last season. She didn't move me, so she got sick. But at the beginning, she looked pretty decent.
She got a real disease. She
has Crohn's disease.
Yeah, I knew somebody with Crohn's. They had to give that lady the little bag. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow. You said what?
They had to give her a bag.
Oh, the colostomy bag?
Yeah, she had to get one of them.
Wow, that is actually really serious.
Yeah,
Like
Clemson's getting
maybe,
nothing to play with.
but
Y'all be
I
better. They
will
were
say,
sick.
like, I
Hell, they
think
was
that
talking about
getting
that lady.
minutes,
The Sparks fans was talking
who?
about that lady, talking about she was sick, da da da, woo, woo, like she didn't have Crohn's disease.
Yeah, she's actually very sick, actually. The
Ah,
fact that she is
she was
playing
very sick
at all,
last
I
year.
think. Yeah, and also I will say this though, like, I think to get minutes on the Storm is very hard thing to do, and in a general sense, because, like, look at your starters and they can play the full game. Yeah, I don't have to sub them out. I'm only doing it out of courtesy, just because they need to rest up a little bit. I ain't gonna run them into the ground. But outside of that, like, there's not even a reason to really play
Now she's
anybody
not sick
else
right
when
now.
everybody is playing
Oh,
so
she's healthy
well.
now.
That's
We were talking about
crazy.
last year. Last year she was sick. She's healthy now. This year she just ain't playing.
Now,
Listen,
I will say Zaya Cook has been seeing more minutes. I will say that. So
I
that's
bet if she go out there and hit some threes, she gets some more playing time.
she
Skylar's in the best
would.
shape of her life. This might be Skylar's best basketball. She's like second in assists in the WNBA right now. Total number of assists. Y'all can never make me hate Skylar Diggins. I'm so sorry.
Zaya hit a three against ATL. Okay, Zaya getting C's. That's an example. Zaya got she lived up to her opportunity. See, now all Lexi got to do is go in there and duplicate that.
Let's see. Brown.
If Lexi wants the minutes, they're hers to get. Okay, prove to us why you got the contract. Prove to us. Prove to Noelle. To
Mm.
the head honcho.
Well, she was traded, so she that contract they inherited. But I get what you're saying. Not someone saying
Anyway,
all
Justice, you
shade.
haven't spoken about the wings at all.
What's to say?
What do you mean?
Them
People are having
people's
conversations on the internet.
them people. What's the conversation? I already posted about Enrique. I already posted about Paige. Them people's. She got a concussion. The wings are ass. They need a tank. Go ahead, get a lottery pick and call it a day. Keep it pushing.
Do you think they need a new coach in the next season? Did you hear
It's
about how
weird to
he's
me.
losing
I
the
don't
locker
like it. I
room?
just don't like his. I am not a fan of his style. You know,
His
it's very.
style of play
It's just
or his
nonchalant.
style in
No, his
clothing?
demeanor is very nonchalant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just be vibing. He just be out there Joe vibing for real, for real. We're out here for a good time and good energy. Like he be having like he just packed me like he be having crystals and stuff at practice, and they be having meditation sessions. Just go with the flow, man. Just go wherever your heart really desires. Like he just gives
Mhm.
that. You know, like I'm all about good
Mhm.
vibes. The fuck
Right.
you mean about good vibes? Just all about togetherness. And
Yeah,
you
I
just
think that might, but I think that might be the thing that loses him this job is that, like, like there are some players who would just be ripping their hair out right now. Like, I'm trying to figure out, we're figuring out what we need to do. I'm watching film every day. I'm trying to figure out what we need to do and how we can be better. And he's just,
hey,
we,
never
I just really
say.
want to see some kicks. I feel like we should have got more kicks out to the perimeter. And but yeah, we played good.
Why is everybody
Mind you,
yelling?
they lost.
Why is everybody yelling? Yeah, you don't need to yell. We're all here. We're all enjoying it. We're all learning. It's a learning experience. Life is a learning experience, And sometimes
I miss
I should have
LT
known.
at a
As soon as I
time
saw
like
that man
this.
in a ponytail, that should have told me everything I needed to know. They're like, oh, yeah.
All right.
Nah, you for real, though.
All
Men with ponytails
right.
have a different energy. They just be super chill. Ponytail Derek.
I will say I expected them to be like winning a couple more games with the roster they have. I'll be
Nah,
honest.
it was always going to be the bigs. Always inside. I have been happy. I think Melissa's playing better. Last couple
I
games,
agree.
Nay has had better offense. Still
I
ass.
agree.
Though. Still ass. They still are ass.
I'm not Coach Dejanay. That wasn't me. Dejanay, that wasn't me, Queen. Okay. Anyways,
I also thought they were going to be better. I've accepted they're not. That's a lottery team. Go ahead and get ready for the lottery. Bring
that's
AZ Fudd.
fair.
We're going for
That's
the number one
fair.
pick.
I think it is so interesting though that like guards are really like becoming more of a, more of a hot commodity at this time in the league. And I feel like,
What are y'all gonna
not
do? Lauren
saying this
Betts?
team in particular, but some people are about to be getting phased out.
Do not piss me
Okay.
off. Do not piss me off. Somebody just said we need Lauren Betts. What the hell do y'all need Lauren Betts for? Please tell me. Tori, tell them.
I'm saying that.
Back
I
to the
don't
basket.
I watched two of that lady. I watched that lady play two games. I'm out of it. I'm not in it. I'm not in it.
Back to the. We have this conversation every live. Every live, we have this conversation. And if you've been here, you already know what I'm going to say. Back to the basket posts are becoming a thing of the past. The best players in the WNBA are versatile fours and fives. Baby, if you're not able to rip and drive from the 3 point line, break somebody down, do a step back, pull back, up and under, 2 feet in the paint, you got another Tierra McCowan. Congratulations. Y'all
Mm.
already saw how hard Camilla's transition was being a back to the basket. But it's a thing of the past. You'll be good, but you will not be the best. I am so sorry. Y'all try to fry up podcast because she said that. Right message, probably the wrong messenger, but the lady wasn't lying. Go down the list. The best player, literally, they all have the same MO. They look the same. What y'all need to do, your post players need to start looking like chick from UConn, Sarah, or they need to start looking like Joyce Edwards. I saw Joyce Edwards push the ball in transition up the court, breaking people down, getting to the cup. That's what your fours and fives are going to start looking like, not Lauren Betts. No offense, Lauren. If you see this, sis, you gonna be good. But baby, it has to look a little bit different for you to be the best. Damn. We have the same conversation every live because I'll be coming here talking about we need Lauren Betts, we need Lauren Betts. Baby, for what? What? Y'all need a point forward. If Lauren could play more like her sister,
Yeah.
she'd be good. Damn. Who should we pick up though? You need to pick up somebody in free agency. Everybody's gonna be a free
Somebody
agent.
said Reagan Beers. What did you think about that?
I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't watch that lady. I'm not gonna lie to you. Didn't watch
I
no.
I saw her play 2 games, and I'm not gonna lie, off those 2, she moved me. She moved me. It's gonna take, if they drafted her, it would take a minute. It's gonna take some time, but like she moved me more than I think Lauren moved me in the games that I saw from her. But that's just me.
Okay, let's push the agenda. Stewie to Dallas next season. Everybody's a free agent. Don't say it's not gonna
Y'all, be
happen.
that lady is staying in New York. Be so for real.
No, Stewie. Okay, what about Nafisa? You think Nafisa wants to come?
She's literally staying in Minnesota.
If you don't
She
want to
has her
come,
own thing. If
no.
you ask me, anybody who's a star on a team, they're probably staying with their team because, like, why would I go anywhere else? I'm the
Guys,
star.
I'm
What do you
just
mean?
joking. I'm joking.
I don't need to compete.
I'm
Now,
joking.
as for
Okay,
Sabrina might go to Portland.
maybe
I'm
Liz
pushing that narrative.
Kitley is more of a better option in that terms of like, or I'd take Olivia Nessa-Dota. You know what I'm saying? Man, Azare Stevens. These are maybe not star post players, but promising. Showed Bree Jones.
Bree
Bree
Jones,
Jones.
a
Bree
bucket.
Jones is a
She's
great
such an
example
anchor.
of a back to the basket, but has that versatility to it. Your game, if you're gonna be a true five or whatever, baby, you gotta be able to stretch the defense. You really do. Look about our good sis at the Mystics. Come on now, I can't leave that lady open because she's gonna pull it. Oh honey, Atlanta not coming off her. Everybody's a free agent. They don't got a choice.
Honestly, they shouldn't. I think Bree Jones is staying.
Listen, if the money look right, scared money don't make money. Did you see Stephanie Dolson? Yeah. Did you see that? I love the Aces. Not gonna lie to y'all. I love the Aces. Did you see that they giving everybody $100,000 again?
I saw that.
Bro, I'm crying. They didn't give a damn about that investigation y'all did. That's crazy. He said, run it back. We're gonna do it again. And we're gonna do it again. We don't even care that y'all was upset last time. We're doing it again. I love that.
Wait, Justice, what are your thoughts on the Aces? I haven't been on live.
They're not winning the chip. They're
You said
okay.
what?
The Aces are they solid, but they ain't winning the chip.
I agree. Now, what if they made a move at the deadline?
What's the move?
Hold on. I'm thinking.
What's the move?
Hold on.
Y'all
They trade Kia.
been trying to get rid of Kia since Buford was a dog.
I was trying to come up with something. I don't know, but do you think a move of any kind would that move you for maybe them being contenders?
No, I
Oh,
gotta
okay.
see it.
I was just
I
wondering.
sound like
I was
you.
just wondering. Okay.
I sound like you. I think I'm underwhelmed with Jewell. I expected more contributed wise. Like, damn, we was hoping you and Kelsey did more than you.
And so let me say that I have a hot take. I have a hot take. It's not gonna be too crazy though.
Child,
I
never
will
spice it up.
say, when people were on Twitter at the beginning, at the off season or whatever, when the trade initially went down, and they were like, "As of right now, I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to do too much." As of right now,
Hmm.
I had said at the time, I think Kelsey Plum, like whoever got Kelsey, that was a steal to me. That was to me though, and honestly, I'm sticking beside that
They
right
said
now. I'm
Kelsey
sticking.
efficiency wise is the best out of everybody of like all the people who got picked up in free agency. Kelsey's been the best. Now I just want to know
I
during
will say she
games.
looks better than she did like the past 2 seasons with the Aces.
The ball's in her hand more. Here's the thing. I got a question.
That's real.
Why the hell does she want to hoop whenever I got predictions on her? That's what be pissing me off.
Mm.
All these y'all want to throw stuff Kelsey Plum, this, that, and the third. Why the hell does she want to hoop whenever I put a prediction on her?
Well, I think
Conveniently.
Justice that depends on the other team's defense, because if the other team's defense really cares about winning the game for real, they know that
They'll
all they
lock
have
her
to
up.
do is stop Kelsey.
That's
Because the
true.
team that did that, what team was that? It might have been the Valkyries.
No, it
Some
was
game I
the
watched
Las
last week. I don't
Vegas
remember.
Aces locked her. She was in
No,
hell.
I haven't seen that game, Justice. I haven't seen that game yet. There was a game before then last week that they played, and she only had like 12 or 15
That
points
was
or
the
something.
Aces. They had that lady in hell.
No, Justice, it was a different game because I haven't seen that game yet, so it wasn't that one.
They
I'm
all
sure they
do.
had her
Look
in
at
hell,
Gabby.
but
Don't piss me off.
there was another game. Oh, it was Phoenix. Yeah, with the Phoenix game, like they locked her up. It didn't matter. It did not matter. Nobody was doing nothing without that lady. And so
Tina,
anytime that a defense is
Kelsey,
actually going to be determined to stop her, don't bet on her that day. Okay? That's
child,
just my
trust me.
advice.
I'm still traumatized. Her, Tina, Gabby. Gabby wants to drop 21 game and 3 the next. Sis, figure it out. Or at least send me a
I
message and let
agree.
me know you ain't
Akoa
trying to hoop
Makani
tonight.
has been hooping. Akoa Makani, she's somebody to watch. I think she's somebody to watch.
What team
She's
she play for?
the Mercury.
I hate watch the
She's very
Mercury.
good. That's real. So do I.
So I
But
don't even
she's
know who's
good.
on their team.
She's good. I
Oh,
blink a lot when I watch their games. I actually fell asleep watching one of their games the other day. There won't be much
ooh.
commentary about
They
that on
said her
podcast.
defense has gotten better.
Who? Kelsey's?
Yeah.
I agree. I saw her they were like, "Well, is she gonna be playing defense?" And has stepped up to the plate. Now
And
what?
has. And
I'm not gonna lie,
has.
she's looking a little bit better right now. I'm not gonna lie, she's looking real decent right now. So the people who was up there, like I said, as of right now, the people who had said that the Aces won that trade, I don't know. I don't know.
Do y'all think Cheyenne will contribute to the Aces? It's hard to come back. It's hard to come back and not be pregnant. It's hard because then you got postpartum too. This is a lot of variables. The only person I've seen to come back is Nafisa Collier immediately after pregnancy.
I agree. And even then she said,
She said that was hard, but I
uh
was trying to play. I was going right after pregnancy. Did De'Erica
right.
play?
She said, I
How long
want
did
to
De'Erica
play.
sit out after giving birth? Because I know Nafisa came back quick, fast, in a hurry, baby. Them stitches hadn't even healed.
Ooh,
Cheryl Swoops came back in 6 weeks. Absolutely insane.
6 weeks is crazy. Don't they be having to stitch stuff up down there? Now
Bro,
hold on.
can rip. They babies be tearing. tear it, rip it. Take your
Katie Lou
butt to
came
you.
back and struggled that season, which is why I felt even more for her ACL. I didn't see Katie Lou in her. Did Katie Lou have a prime in the
No,
WNBA?
Katie Lou has not. So it's not
Oh,
just the
okay.
pregnancy, guys.
Oh.
We
That's
can't
why.
just blame the pregnancy. Usually with
It
these
was
other
the
players,
delivery. I'm
they
not
was
laughing at
good.
that lady.
They
She's
had
a
reached
good
their pinnacle
cutter.
before. We're still waiting on
She's a
her on it.
she's a great cutter.
Who?
Katie Lou, she's great cutting to the basket. She plays some good defense.
I think Katie
Okay,
Lou would have helped.
so
I'll say
Katie
this.
Lou, that wasn't me. It was
I
it was the delivery. I ain't bashing you now, girl. That's my
I
bad.
think she
My
would have
bad.
helped out. I think she would be helping out. I was hoping for a breakout year. I was anticipating a breakout year. I think she would be vastly helping out the Seattle Storm right now. They need her, low key.
Y'all are saying she's good from three, but what we saw last season, it wasn't giving that. So I'm not gonna say that just yet. I believe that she can do that, but what I
You walk
saw
my
at
way.
that time was not what you
You walk
said
my
was
way. I think Lou drafted by the wrong team and stumped. Boom, and that's the reality for most players, baby. You get drafted to the wrong team, and your whole career goes down the drain before you even realize it. It is tragic,
I'm
but it is
crazy because I thought they meant Lou Lopez.
her too. All of them. Page two, wrong team. Because imagine take Kelsey out. I don't know what would happen if Kelsey didn't go to the LA, but just imagine Paige with LA. Does it look different?
That's true. That's
You
actually
know,
very true. That was a really great point you made, Jess. If anything, I think I would be more traumatized watching her on the Sparks. If anything.
because they probably wouldn't have drafted Alabama Barker. It's so crazy how one thing can change the trajectory of everything else. You know, because that getting Paige then could affect it 7 other picks. It's a ripple effect.
And I will say, I think that if Kurt was still the coach of LA, I think they would look a little bit better than they do right now.
Not they fired Kurt Little. I wonder what he
And then I'm
thinks.
low key mad at Kurt for hiring that coach because the announcers went through and said like every place that he's coached and it was like under Kurt. So now I'm kind of like, so did
It's
you
not
do
what you
that
know; it's who
because
you
you
know.
thought that he was okay? So we didn't do that because he was the best option available, and now
That's
we're
his boy.
seeing
You hire your
this.
friends.
Now we know why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, hire your friends. Y'all ain't hiring y'all friends? Let me ask the chat. Chat! Should I vote that bitch no yoga mat? Are y'all hiring y'all friends? Only if they qualify,
If
because
they're, I'm gonna it. Yeah, at this point, what I've learned from this scenario is only if they're qualified, girl. If you're not the most qualified, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to do it for you. I can get you the assistant. I can get you assistant, but
if
I'm not
you
gonna be
mess
able
up,
to
I'm
get you the
getting
full
fired.
time.
They looking at me. You start messing up. They looking at me, trying to. I'm gonna finna lose my job because you can't coach. You know. Oh, apparently Lisa applied to be the Dallas coach. Now I think Lisa would have ate over
Lisa
there in
who?
Dallas. I think
Lisa
Lisa.
Leslie?
Nah, nah, left eye, Lisa.
Justice, I didn't know. Why are you doing this? Why are you?
Lisa
I was
looks.
just making sure I had the right
Well,
name.
that's my bad because everybody else is like Lisa, so that's on me.
Exactly. You just said Lisa. You ain't even say
See,
nothing
Beyonce,
else. Like
everybody just keep talking
I'm
about
supposed to read your mind?
how mother Lisas you know in women's basketball.
Well, there are a lot of people
Go
I don't know
list them.
apparently because I don't know who none of these coaches are.
List them. How many other Lisas you know? Women. If we talk about women's basketball, name another Lisa.
Justice, you say name another Lisa when there is probably like 20 different Lisas in women's basketball,
But
but
Lisa Leslie's
I
the
know
only
some
one
of the
we
coaches who
know.
came in here.
We only know the only Lisa.
Justice. I didn't
It's like
know a bunch of
Beyonce.
coaches that came in here. You trying to make it seem like it was such an obvious answer, and it wasn't to me. That's why I was asking for clarification. You know, you ask questions. This is why people don't like. Hold on. This is why people don't want to ask questions because they be getting shamed. You see?
Now
You
you're
see?
the first. Now you're the first one to throw some tomatoes at somebody in the chat, and then throw
And damn, only
cans,
after clarification.
and then throw cans, not just tomatoes. And then you ramped it up and go throw the cans.
Hey.
I've had a plethora of cans thrown at my head. And
It's
I
what's
get shamed every
right.
time I say something dumb. You remember, God forbid I make a mistake. God forbid.
Okay, well, Justice, that's different. That's different. I was
Oh,
asking a
now it's
clarifying
different.
question,
Now I'm
but
thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it.
you
Hey,
I was asking a clarifying question. You just be
nah,
saying stuff out the
Tori's
wazoo, and
on
it's
my
like, what
neck
are
every
you
time
talking about?
I make a simple, a common mistake.
Mm-mm.
And they call me everything but a child of God.
Justice, you be saying the craziest stuff, like the craziest stuff.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
We'd be like, oh yeah, Britney Spears, and you'd be like, Britney Spears, the famous one or something, and we'd be
That's
like,
not what I
obviously,
say.
what other one is there one?
That
Justice, I
that
couldn't come up
you
with
just
with
did
one off
that.
the spot.
You
It
just
was
did that.
different. You didn't say the full name. You just said Lisa. You know how many Lisas there are in the world? Probably
Not
about
in
20
basketball,
million.
it's just Lisa Leslie.
Anybody could have got a job, apparently, the way I'm seeing.
Mm, I could have got a job.
Exactly. And then we'll be saying Justice is the coach. Justice who?
If they said
Collins.
Justice, everybody would know you were talking about me. No last name. Justice, no
Okay.
Collins.
How do you cut the camera off on here?
What are you trying to do?
Oh, nothing. It was just a
Oh,
joke. It was
oh,
a joke. You know, like cut the cameras because it was a. Well, anyways, doesn't
down with the man bun. How many you know that put on for the couch and got denied? Just Lisa. The only justice I acknowledge is justice. It's me. Pray for justice, y'all. Now that's he hired his boy. And you're seeing what happens when you hire your friends who are not qualified. If you're gonna hire your friends,
just
at least
don't
make
do
sure that
it.
they make you look good.
That part. Because he making him look terrible right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm questioning Kurt as a GM right now. And I shouldn't be doing that.
He reminds me of like a hippie, like Woodstock.
Sigh.
You know, like yo, everybody just relax. We're all here for good vibes. Like screw the oppressor. Yeah, you gotta fight the man. The man wants you down, like that '70s show.
Justice, please.
Hanging down, down the
Well,
street.
Justice, what's your favorite team to watch outside of Seattle?
I don't even like watching Seattle right now. They be pissing me off.
Oh, but they've been playing good until that last one
A
or
couple of the last
last
ones.
two.
No, last two.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm sorry, I'm behind. Xavier, why would you put that in the chat? Justice, I can't hear you. Hello?
I wasn't saying anything. I was watching a video, but with no sound, so I'm just like reading it. But I'm also trying to send
Oh.
this TikTok because I'm working a basketball camp this week, guys, and I'm just so tired today. I really was this close to passing out. This close. And I had taken extra precautions so I wouldn't pass out. But baby, man, all that caffeine and narcolepsy still was like, bitch, you tried it. Anyway,
What's your favorite dream game so
I'm
far?
actually
Y'all
I'm
are
really enjoying. I am enjoying the Dream. The Dream might be my favorite team right now.
well, y'all already know what my favorite team is.
Somebody
My
goes
team
on
winning.
Twitch and goes, I would love to know what some of these organizations saw during the interview process because some of these new coaches seem very unsure about a lot. You know what I was told that I did not realize? Because I was having a conversation and I had asked Neka a question. And she brought up a point that I had never thought about, honestly, because I was asking about bringing people into training camp who you already know you're going to cut, like, the reason for that. And she said that sometimes it's a chess move. So a lot of times coaches are doing favors for like assistants. I mean, doing favors for college coaches, like, oh, if I bring in, your person, like you pat my back, you pat my back. But I don't understand what they would be getting out of that from the college coach. But she says that is sometimes the mechanism that is utilized, as in bringing people in. So when we're asking a question about, like, during the interview process, like, why did some of these coaches get hired by the G? It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I think that's a prime example. I just found that interesting because I never thought about that as in like doing coaches solids by bringing in certain players. It's interesting. It's very political. And when I tell people that the WNBA is very political, nobody wants to believe it. But it gets very political, and y'all really don't want to hear that. It's very political. I need y'all to do an interview with Madam President. She be lurking in the cut. She'll pop in and not say nothing. But
Justice would have to be the one to get that together, but it's looking like it's not happening at
yeah,
this
nah.
time.
Yeah, Madam
And Justice
President,
did try to get a couple of players actually,
no one
but
responded. No one responded. They don't think I'm big enough.
it's okay, Justice.
In due time, grasshopper in due time. Why is my freaking phone not loading? Reach out to Sydney. I thought about it, but they're in the middle of season. I never want to be like, and that's why I always thank NECA when she answers, because she could like leave me on red and not respond. You know what I mean? So like the fact she always responds and is always like super open with information and like just gives thorough answers. That's why that lady can never do no wrong to me. That lady could cuss everybody out in the locker room and nobody want to bring her anything, and I would not care. Reach out to podcast. TikTok is down right now, I think. Okay, so it's not me, Nas. Thank you. So I said, damn,
TikTok is down. Huh?
baby, are you down, 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 down?
TikTok is down?
Down like she supposed to be. She
Oh.
gets down low for me.
Minnesota Justice, please. Minnesota, the
Down like
coach
the
made it clear
temperature, cause
she
to
did
me
not
she's
want
0
Angel and instead took
degrees.
Peely. Oh, I don't really know. To be honest, the Lynx have like they're fine with bigs. Like, but at the time that she got drafted, like they had Dorka Uhas and Alana Smith and Nafisa and who was that other person they had before they traded? They got Sika Kone, which I'm still confused about that one, but they were fine on bigs last year, so they didn't really need Angel. Anyways, Justice, you can go back to doing whatever you were doing.
Down like she supposed to be. She gets down low for me. Down like a
Dang,
temperature, cause
TikTok
to
is
me
down right now. That's crazy.
she's 0
How are you guys
degrees.
watching this live then?
She's down on the overfreeze. I got that girl from overseas.
Justice, what are you doing? What are
You
you
told me to
doing?
continue
What's
to
all
do
that
what I was
yapping?
you told me to continue to do
Mm-mm,
what I was doing.
mm-mm, mm-mm. Knock that noise off.
You literally said
They
to
still
do.
needed
Damn, see, God don't like ugly. And Tori was telling me to stop singing, and then they kicked her out. So that should tell y'all something. Y'all need to control y'all energy. They got mad because Tori was being a hater and didn't want to sing Lil Wayne's part, and which is the best part of that song. And I'm fighting for this girl on this battlefield I love.
Justice. I'm not on the screen. Help!
Bro, I'm trying. There you are.
Oh,
I'm
Justice.
fighting
That
for
was
this girl on
scary.
a battlefield of love. On it look like David Cupid, see the arrows from
To
above.
be honest, I'm gonna be really real. I don't know what Angel would have done for the Lynx. I'm gonna be like,
Ooh,
they
somebody
have a
said,
very specific
ooh.
system of basketball, and I don't really know. I don't
Question,
know. That's
question. I got a question,
yeah.
Tori. I saw a take and they said if Angel went to a different team, potentially she wouldn't be starting one of the better teams. And I said, damn. Now I think a lot of teams would take her because she's a dog, but she would be playing potentially behind some people. Now, not every team, some teams, not every team. Uh, if she went to Seattle, I'm starting Angel over Ezzy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm definitely probably starting Angel over Ezzy. Um, Fever. I'm starting Angel over who? I'll keep Natasha Howard. I'm starting Angel over Natasha. She does a lot of, but there's some other people. Yeah, I'm starting her over Natasha Howard. Tori, question? Yes or no?
Um, you said you're starting her over Natasha Howard?
Yes,
You're talking about last year's season or like right now?
this year.
Um, if she were on the Sparks, who starts next to oh dear.
She
She
comes off
wouldn't
the
start on the
bench in New
Sparks.
York, I think, because she's
She
not
would
starting over
definitely
JJ
come
or
off the
Shuey.
bench.
Who's your guys' other post player?
With
Speed and who else?
Atlanta, and then we have Jessica Shepard.
I'd probably start her over Atlanta.
I wouldn't. Justice, that doesn't even make sense. Angel's
How?
not a center. Nafisa's not a center. Nafisa's
Damn
not
near
playing the
Atlanta
five.
Smith ain't a center either.
So she's tall.
Bro, you
And
just
she can
said
stretch the
though.
floor.
You just
No, 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 no,
but you made the
no, no, no.
statement as
Hold
if
on,
like
hold on.
you made the
We're
statement.
comparing the wrong thing. What statement did I make?
You said, well, she's not a center. Neither is Atlanta Smith.
She's been playing the five, so why would you move off of her playing the five? That didn't even make sense.
I'm just thinking, who's
Angel's not
better?
a five.
Angel Reese is better than Atlanta Smith.
She's not better than Atlanta Smith.
You think Angel Reese is not better than Atlanta Smith?
No. Justice, what are we talking about? Atlanta Smith stretches the floor. What are we talking about right now? She can
Wow,
score
you guys
the
are all
three.
think
She
Atlanta
passes
Smith
well.
is.
She rebounds.
You guys really
She's
think Atlanta Smith
she's
is
an
like
all-around better player. Please
if
be
I'm
so
taking
for
dogs on
real.
my team, I'm so sorry.
She's an all-around better player than her. And that's no shade to Angel. Angel just
Well-rounded.
has stuff that she has to work on right now.
She's well-rounded. I would hope so.
She
She's
plays
played for damn near 15 years.
Atlanta Smith plays defense. She rebounds ball. She
Jesus.
stretches the floor. Can Angel Reese hit a three when called upon? Open.
Listen.
Wide open every time. No.
Listen, if I'm taking a team and I'm putting dogs on my team, yeah, I'm taking Angel Reese. I'm so sorry.
I like Angel. I'm going to be real with you. There are holes in her game right now where you even just said she wouldn't start on some teams.
She wouldn't start on. It's neither with Atlanta. Atlanta literally just started starting last season.
And she's a good starter.
Like you're saying, you're acting as if she's been the end all be all. Like Atlanta literally just got on a roster last season. Literally.
Okay, and did she play the five and got them to the? Did she play the five and got her to the finals?
You're acting as if like Atlanta Smith has been this end all be all. She literally just got.
I'm not even saying that, but to sit here, no. But to sit here and say, Justice, that's fine. But to sit here and say that you would start Angel Reese currently right now over Atlanta Smith is absolutely ridiculous.
That's my opinion. I'm saying, what you're saying is valid. You're not. What you're saying is not valid. If I'm taking a dog, I'm taking Angel Reese. I'm so sorry. She's great.
I'm not starting her over Atlanta. I'm sorry.
You can talk about starting, coming off the bench, making final roster. I'm taking her.
Regardless, that's fine. But you were just the primary question. That's not the primary question. You said which teams would she start on presently constructed, and I answered the question. Now you're saying that if I'm picking just dogs on my team, I'm taking Angel. Yeah, sure, Angel's a dog, but your question was, who is she starting over on the teams as presently constructed? And as presently constructed, she's not better than Atlanta Smith. Right now, she's not better than Atlanta Smith.
I don't think I changed my answer, did I? No.
I didn't say you changed your answer. I'm saying you changed the question.
Conversation.
You just asked me, which teams would she start on? And then you said I would start her over Atlanta Smith. And then you said, and then when I told you why I wouldn't, you said, oh, well, I would start Angel because she's a dog. That doesn't work in that system. Just being a dog isn't enough in that linked system.
Listen, and that's fine. No, I said, who would I take if it came down between Atlanta and Angel? And I said, I would take Angel. But I understand for the link system, yes, Atlanta Smith is a better piece. Atlanta Smith is a better piece for the link system. If it comes down to it, I think Angel Reese is better. All in all, just like how Rakia doesn't work in the LA system, but is a better player than whoever's playing over her. Both things can be true.
That's your opinion. I'm not having this conversation. Yeah, that's your opinion.
I mean, that's fine. Like, it's nothing to get emotional about. It's all good.
I'm not emotional. People in the chat are like, "Oh, she didn't do this, she didn't do that." It's not even the question changed. She clarified. It's whatever.
Oh, you go ride and die for them links. Justice, you're still changing the question. No. Because what she's saying is valid. What she's saying is valid. Elena Smith works for their system. Hey, and she does the dirty work, whatever the case may be. If I'm taking dogs, I'm taking Angel. What's wrong
But
with
when
that?
did we start talking about taking dogs,
I
though?
said that. Well, we start talking about that when I said the sentence that I literally said, if I'm taking dogs, I'm taking Angel. Like, how? Justice changed it mid conversation, but I'm already agreeing with Tori. I'm already agreeing with Tori that for what the link system is, who's starting? Fine, here we go. When the links, who would start right there between in the link system, Alana or Angel? Alana, because she fits their
No,
system.
as presently constructed, hold on. Ask yourself the other centers that are on the team. Are you starting Angel Reese over Jessica Shepard?
Yes,
Why?
I like Angel. I do. I like her game. I think she's gritty. I think she's a dog. She plays what don't you like her? What don't you like about her?
It's not that I don't like anything about her. It's that style of game isn't starting over those two at this present time. How Angel plays is not starting over those two. Both of those fives can pass the ball and facilitate and stretch the floor. Well, I don't know if Jessica can stretch the floor, but she can facilitate well. She has a nice mid-range game. She has a nice fader. Like, these are things that Angel doesn't necessarily have in her bag right now. I'm not saying that she's not a dog, but when it comes to what those two are giving me in that system, am I taking Angel over them? No. Is Angel going to get minutes on the team? Absolutely. But she's not starting over those two.
Fine. Okay. Regardless, link system is a hard situation to even throw Angel into because I don't think Angel fits into the link system. So point blank period, yes, you're right. Jessica Shepard in the link system would is a better pick. So I think that statement's valid. In the link system, Jessica Shepard is a better fit. In the link system, Alana Smith is a better fit. I think that is valid. I think that is true. I think you're correct. If I have to pick between Jessica Shepard and this is a different statement, if I have to pick between Jessica Shepard or Angel Reese, I'm picking Angel Reese. I think that's valid. You're right. You are right, chat. She's right. She's right. In the link system. In the links system. Those are two better players. Jessica Shepard and Alana Smith are two better for the link system. Valid. Love it. Yes, totally right. They fit their system. If I'm picking, I'm going to go with Angel. Outside of the link system.
I'm with yours. Those are fives. You're talking about fours.
Are you now? You're arguing with somebody in the chat. I'm on your. Hey.
No, but Justice, that was the initial problem that I had with the question is that Angel's not a center and she's not starting over Fee.
I never said
that was the initial problem. No, because you said
that,
well, no. You said Alana Smith. You said Alana Smith isn't a center.
You said Alana Smith isn't a center. She's not.
You did. Do you not remember? A few minutes ago,
she's center. But yes,
is she not even a true center? No. It's not about is it a true center. It's not about that. Is she playing the five right now?
Bro, you said that. Alana Smith isn't even a
no,
true center.
You literally sat there and you said Alana Smith's not a center. And I said, okay, that's fine, but she's playing the center.
Hey, what does that have to do with anything?
If she's playing, Angel's not a five.
Bro, I think we're talking about semantics here because I just already agreed with you. I never said
No,
once.
because
I never
you're
said that
saying
she
you're
would play over
taking her
feet,
over.
and I
But
just said
you're
she wouldn't
saying
fit
that
into the
she
Lynx
would play
system.
over a lane, but you're saying she would play over the both. You would take you would take her over the both of them, which is
Yes.
fine. But the thing is still that Angel isn't a 5, so that would never even be a question to begin with.
Atlanta in a different team wouldn't be playing the 5 as well. She's not even a true
But we're
5.
talking about the team as presently constructed, even if you take
That's
them
what
out of
I
it.
just said. And bro,
If
are you like
If Atlanta gets traded, she's playing the 5.
she can also play the 4?
But she
And Angel
plays
can
the
also play the 5.
5.
They're literally like a lot of teams. They're I could play Stephanie Dolson and Atlanta Smith at the same time. Who's playing the 4 and 5? They're literally they're like the same height. It's the WNBA. True 5s. Like you act like there's a Shaquille O'Neal out there.
I still don't even understand why we're having this conversation.
You brought it back up.
I'm just saying, I don't even understand why we even started having the conversation to begin with.
You brought it back up. I agreed with you.
Because somebody has said it in the chat, so I said it. And I said that was the initial problem I had. Because I said that was the initial problem I had with the question, was that Angel's not a 5.
It was killed. It was killed. And we said, hey, bro, you're right. In this, you're right. And then you brought it back up.
I brought it up because somebody said it in the chat. I can't respond to the chat now?
No, but then don't act crazy and I go, I don't know why we're talking about this again, because you just brought it back up.
No, because I said it, and then when you said, you know what? Forget it. Let's just move on, please. Let's just move on. Whatever.
Right.
I can't respond to somebody in the comments. Somebody said it in the comments, and I said out loud. I didn't say to you, Justice. I said that's the problem I had with the question initially, is that she's not a 5. And then you said, oh well, she's not a 5. I was just agreeing with you, and then we started the whole cycle over again. I would just respond to somebody in the comments. I can't respond to somebody in the comments out loud. Oh, I didn't know.
You can, but then don't act crazy and be like, well, I don't know, we're talking about this again, because we literally just brought it back up.
Because I said that in the chat. I can't say that. I can't answer a question in the chat.
Did I say you couldn't? Tori,
you just good? Right when no. Because right when I said it, you said, well, why are you bringing this back up? Because I said this, and I said I was answering somebody in the chat. I said somebody in the chat just said she's a 5 and a 4, and I said that's why I had an initial problem with the question in the first place, is that she's not a 5. I didn't say, yeah, Justice, she's not a 5 though. So this was an unnecessary conversation. I didn't say that.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't care anymore.
Me either.
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm still taking Paige over Caitlin Clark, too. How about that one? You want to do that one now? Because that'll really get some people mad.
I have no thoughts on either on that question.
Bro. I'm just joking. I'm taking Paige. Okay. You guys, that was a joke. Don't start. Oh Lord. And I'm taking Asia over Fee. And then I would also throw in Gabby Williams as well over everybody. Actually, I'm building a team around Gabby and then constructing from there. So that's that. And I'm cutting everybody else. So let's just begin with that. Are you taking Angel or Kiki? Ooh, this version of Kiki, this version of Kiki. Now, if this was like college, I would say Angel. This version of Kiki is tough. I've been very impressed. I'm telling NECA. Tell her. Ugh. Her ceiling's high. Tor, don't let this disrupt your peace, bro. For real. We're a little banter's good.
I can't, I'm texting.
Okay. Because we know you enough. I usually have the better facility than fee. Tori. It's your guys' fault in the chat, honestly. And yeah, I'm gonna gaslight all you guys. It's your fault. Sony or Kiki for Rookie of the Year? Paige. I think Gabby would be good as a centerpiece. People will literally use excuse to hate on Angel Shea done in this live. For me, here's the thing. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, and they're all valid. You know what I mean? Like, in a hypothetical world, it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like what the hypotheticals we're speaking of. Well, they might actually, but like everyone's entitled to their opinion, and it wasn't as if the conversation wasn't based on like it wasn't emotional, as in people were just doing it because they hate Angel or they hate Atlanta. Like it's just different perspectives, which is good to having a conversation about basketball because it was about basketball, different opinions about basketball. And I think that's where this is good versus people you can disagree about how you would want to construct your team. You can disagree about who you think is this and that as long as it remains about basketball. You know what I mean? And so that's where I don't have a problem with these type of conversations. Um why even bring it up though? Because you can say that about anyone because we were just it's a valid question. Like again, as long as it's relating about basketball, there's not an issue with the conversation, honestly. And we got stuck on the links because we're like it's about basketball. Nobody brought up anything personal. Nobody said anything, honestly. No comment by me and Tori was about anybody missing any shots. Tori, did you say anything about anybody missing any shots?
No.
Did you say anything about anybody missing? No, it was all about basketball. Therefore, the conversation is valid and appropriate. And as long as it remains appropriate and valid, there's no issue.
Plus, I will say somebody in the chat definitely asked me why Angel wasn't taken by the Lynx because the coach said something about taking
Inefficient
Peely over
system.
it, and then you had a different conversation started a few like minutes later and asked and said that some people have been saying that she wouldn't start on other teams if she was drafted on them.
And it's about system. It's about the system. Do you fit in this team's system? And a lot of these players don't. Therefore, you won't thrive. Some people aren't. Enrique, we can talk about Enrique. Enrique won't fit in the. Hey, what does it look like if Enrique got drafted to the Lynx, Tori? It won't. She doesn't fit
If
into the
who got
system.
drafted?
Enrique. Is she not
Oh
big enough?
yeah,
It
I don't.
won't
She
work.
would have never. The old girl would have never
Thank you.
drafted
It's all
her.
about system. Like it's a different style of play. It's a system. And that's where the conversation goes into. So yeah, as long as it rings about basketball and it's about, you know what I'm saying, in the conversation, the piece of being around it, it's an appropriate conversation. Nobody got disrespectful. Nobody got personal. Nobody made it something about that's not basketball. Damn, I even threw it. You know what I'm saying? Like what system does Enrique fit into ideally? Baby, you gotta let that lady cook and be okay with living and dying. Enrique, a little bit is a less polished version of Kelsey Plum in terms of high volume score, taking questionable shots. Uh,
Somebody said they can tell I don't watch the Sky.
Stop reading comments, Tori.
I don't really.
Stop
And
reading comments.
honestly, what I've seen is what I've seen.
Don't let these people get under your skin. The more people that jump into our lives too, bro, like
She had been in here for a minute, so I thought
when you went back to the chat, like
it
stop
was a
reading the chat. And I'm like,
positive.
stop reading the
I
chat.
thought it was you're supposed to read the
No,
chat.
but not the ones that are gonna make you upset.
But Justice, she had been in the chat asking questions earlier today.
Elise, that's why I said unpolished version of Kelsey Plum. Unpolished. Tori, yeah, and then I also reiterated high volume score in terms of sometimes we're gonna take questionable shots. Going to take a lot of shots as well. Not the same player. Unpolished. I'm sick of people making. We're just having conversation. What big judgments are we making? I mean, damn, we only got this. All we got to be based off of, and then you put what's the word I'm looking for? Was something you say before the movie or whatever? Just like hey, remind everybody, we're just 2 weeks in before the discussion.
Oh, disclaimer.
Disclaimer: we understand we're 2 weeks in. We're just having a conversation. Everybody is good. We're all good. Everybody relax. We're all good. We're all good. It's all healthy. It's all healthy discussion. Nobody's, hey, your rent is still due on the 1st. Oh, not you, just, it's just people. Okay. I'm just making sure. I want y'all to know, at the big scheme of things, I do not care. I don't care. I don't care. If you're going to say Angel can't do this or you can't have to watch the game, it's point by parent. I mean, okay.
I
Yeah,
watched every single game.
it's okay, bud.
No. Just you be going with your people. Hold on, let me have
Hey,
one. Let
then,
me have
hey,
one.
okay,
No,
hey.
you go with
But
yours.
I'm just saying, you've been letting these people get you real upset. So that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
just saying that
So
the
if you can
games
bring it
I've
back in, you're
watched all
good.
the games. Hold on,
Go
hold
for it.
on.
All right, I'm trying to
I've
protect you.
watched every single game this season. I watched most of her games last season, and I didn't say anything. I don't judge Angel. I say that openly on TikTok. I say that openly on my podcast. I'm not here to judge her or Caitlyn or any player that I think gets too much criticism. I don't judge them. I don't do it because they don't need more of that. So all I said was something that was based on my thoughts about my favorite team in the WNBA. And those were just my thoughts. I didn't say anything about missing shots. I didn't say anything about all the stuff that a bunch of haters say about Angel. I didn't say any of that stuff when I said what I said. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't have to watch all the Sky games to know what she's giving me. However, I have watched a lot of Sky games and know what she's giving me. I watch a lot of lives of people who are big Angel fans and they critique her game in a way where it's like loving because they really just want the best for her. And I take it from there. I don't openly criticize that lady because she doesn't need that from me. That's where I'm going to leave
General,
it.
people walk on tiptoes because it quickly becomes not about basketball for a lot of people. So yes, you do sometimes have to enter the conversation with care, because it does sometimes for a lot of people get taken about non-basketball stuff. But that is why I reiterated that, hey, as long as the conversation remains respectful and it's about basketball, and you know what I'm saying, it's not getting personal about shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, there shouldn't be no issue. So facts. But that's not what we're doing here. So we don't even have to have that conversation, you know? We don't even have to, because that is not what happened here. That is 100% not happen here. Because damn, I could take somebody else. Damn, take another player. Enrique, take another player. Paige, everybody has things we can critique about. Everybody has things that we can, you know, they can do better about and have conversation about. And as long as it remains respectful and as long as it remains about basketball and based in fact and not feeling, there shouldn't be an issue. Thoughts on Jackie for this season? And let me tell you something. Yours truly is the biggest Angel. Because he'd be the first one in this comment if it was getting out of pocket or disrespectful or something
Mm-hmm.
that was nasty. He would have cleared it all up very quickly. So that's how I know that everybody's coming correct, because
100%.
that
And
man don't play
if
about it.
I listen to any critique about her game, it's coming from yours or it's coming from Seaway or it's coming from people
The
in that
first
circle
ones,
who
the first
like
ones.
actually genuinely are like, I like Angel, but she has some things to work on and it's this and this. And that's the only criticism that I'm even willing to listen to about her game.
There's a lot of
Outside of
people.
that, I don't listen to it.
There's a lot of people. You know, there's a plethora. I had to check people at work for the. You get. I don't even. Child. Can we talk about Courtney commenting on the Liberty vs. Sun blowout? What'd she say? I didn't see that. What'd she say?
Courtney who?
You know
Vandersloot?
Courtney. How many Courtneys?
Oh, I remember that.
Should teams
Well,
adapt
damn
to
was
new
it.
players or pass the system? It depends. Are you bringing in? She just commented, "Damn, I'm crying." It depends. Is your system established or are you in a rebuild? Because if you're in a rebuild, then you should need to cater to what's moving your needle and building your brand. But if you're an established system with established players and you know what I'm saying, you already got a bike built, what am I like usually 9 times out of 10, if you're getting a lottery pick, baby, you're not an established team. You're usually ass. So therefore, you can build your system around this new best player who's supposed to be your franchise and turn around your organization. Now, if that's not the case, you get into a different situation. But that's why that Seattle Storm situation is so unique, because Seattle wasn't ass last season. Let's be so correct. Seattle wasn't ass. They were decent. You know what I'm saying? What, they finished around 5, 6, something like that. They weren't at the bottom of the WNBA, but they ended up with the second pick. So that's where you guys get conflated about Dominique Malonga getting more minutes and da 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 da. She didn't get drafted to an ass team like usually the number 2 pick does. She got drafted to a, well, Seattle should have traded the, if a shoulda, coulda, woulda. They didn't. Therefore, now you're in a situation where you see your number 2 pick playing behind established veterans. That's just the reality situation. Sometimes it doesn't get played like that. Maybe they thought that she was going to be able to come in and make a bigger impact than what she was. And then that's when I told you guys, be so effing for real, because she's 19 years old. And that's okay.
I agree.
So maybe I can't speed up the process of her development. I can't. But I did try to warn you guys. I did. What team do you think Malonga would be better off on? I mean, she'd get more tick on any player team that had less developed bigs. Like she has Ezzy, she has Lee, and she also has NECA. Like you need to go into a team that doesn't have established bigs, that gives you that they need to play you. They don't need to play Dominique. That's the difference. Yep, even Candace at 19 wouldn't have it. Yeah. Like you guys have to just take that into to the in the conversation. And I think that's where we get conflated at. I'm waiting to see her dunk. You might be waiting for a minute, man. Dom has been a good PG ass shy. What happens when your bigs don't have a point guard? Have you seen Satu in these comments? She made me cackle. I told y'all to be keeping cute with these players. I wish people would stop expecting rookies to get so much playing time. Graphic silence. I would be blue in the face if I continued to give that. Remember, Lee is foul prone. They will need exactly yours truly. Yes, and she'll continue to get more opportunity. But like, remember, she's 19. It's a learning experience. It is. I feel like she's going to develop better there, though. As he developed, as he did go to Lee, I think as he was like what 20 or 21, but as he developed over time, I thought that before Jordan Horston got hurt, she was on the trajectory to make a big jump this season. But I look back at Seattle and they haven't had a number 1 pick, and God knows that's the first time they had the number 1 pick in God knows how long.
Mm.
Let's see, like go look back at Seattle. Somebody was saying that what's her face don't develop nobody, and I was like, damn, go look. They haven't had a number 1 pick in God knows how, like in a hot second. Nika was a second rounder. Jordan, I think Jordan was their last number 1 pick, and she was on trajectory. So I think Jordan, or was Jordan a second rounder? I think Jordan. I think Jordan was their no. Jordan was a second rounder, or was it Stewie? She probably okay. Jordan, yeah, Jordan was getting developed. We all thought that Jordan was going to be making her big jump this upcoming season. Then blew out her knee. So like, y'all act like Seattle had hella number 1 picks and they just been throwing everybody into the no. And the number 1 pick they did have, I thought was you know what I'm saying, on the right trajectory. Now her stats were similar. This was her third. It would have been her third year in the league, and her stats were similar between her rookie year. But she played. And here's the thing: you can't say Noel don't play rookies because that late now they weren't asked. So that was also probably why she was getting lots of minutes. But
Who's
damn,
on their third year?
Jordan
Who?
Horston,
Oh.
Jordan Horston. Oh, but we already know. But here's the thing: I think people have a high trajectory in expectations for Angel, so she doesn't get the same grace, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Um, and that is unfortunate. And I have advocated that they understand lady is only a sophomore, whatever the case may be. But they do, I think people have high expectations or think she should be XYZ. Therefore, she does not get the same grace. Jordan Horston and Angel Reese are not seen in the same light, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, when you are put on a pedestal or whatever the case may be, uh people are not going to compare you to pick your poison. You're not. You're not. And what's the saying? Those with great expectations comes great pressure. Whatever the kid, y'all know the saying. But basically, because she has seen this way, whatever case may be, therefore they put this extra. It's unfortunate, and I will continue to reiterate to people that she's only a sophomore. Y'all gotta let up that lady. Um, but they don't give her that grace. Great power comes great responsibility, whatever the case may be. Comparing her to Jonquel Jones is crazy. And that's where again, I keep it a $1.50. I said, yeah, that makes any sense. That don't make no damn sense. She's only a sophomore. And I feel like from freshman year to this year, we've seen growth. But like Chicago Sky is a shit show right now too. So how much can you blame Angel for? For real, for real. Because they're not losing because of her. Let's take some personal responsibility. It is a group effort over there of why they're catching L's, and it'll be incredibly disingenuous to put the blame on her. That is not her fault. And there are a whole lot of sophomore slumping. Hello, for real, for
That's
real.
true.
It's a slump of a sophomore year for everybody. Who in the sophomore class right now is hooping? Well, Caitlin
JC
Nurse.
Sheldon.
JC
Oh,
Sheldon is leading the pack right now. JC
minutes are
Sheldon.
up.
JC and Peely and Alyssa are putting on for the group right now, man. That's it. Aaliyah Edwards just got healthy. Jury's still out. JC, yeah. Kate Martin and JC. We're on a slow burn right now, holding it down for the group.
Right.
So let's just be so for
Because
real.
honestly, I feel like, do you think that maybe Rakia could be going through a sophomore slump issue? Maybe that could be?
Nah, I don't
No?
think that's
Oh,
a
okay.
Ricky. I don't
Not
think
enough minutes? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I
LA's
was just okay.
trash. LA's
Okay.
trash. There'd be another thing if she was in the game and she just wasn't producing and da 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 or whatever the case may be. Maybe something in the math ain't mathing. I'm not a mathematician here, but something is not adding up. I don't like
That's
it.
fair.
I don't like it.
I
I don't like
agree.
it.
Something it does feel a little off in the atmosphere. I won't
Yeah,
deny. I
it's
even
down.
just like I didn't used to have any opinion about the Sparks really when I would watch. I'd be like, all right, we know they're gonna lose, so let's just do it last season. But now, like, I don't know, there's something a little evil brewing in the air over there. I don't know.
I
I don't
think,
know.
and here's
They
the
need
thing.
to
Someone
get
asked
some
a good question,
stage.
Tori, and I think that circles back to it. They asked about like, should the coach conform to the system? I think this I think that this coach came into this system, already had pretty established players, tried to implement her system with a bunch of players who do not fit into her system. Established players who did not fit into her system. And
Did
is
you
trying
watch the team that she coached in college?
South Dakota, please tell
Oh,
me if
I
the
didn't know that's where
Sparks
she came from. I didn't know
please
that's where she came from. That's
baby,
my bad on
please
that.
tell me if South Dakota looks anything like the Los Angeles Sparks. Oh, Utah. Same difference. They're cousins. They play the same. Now,
Their
please
cousins is
tell me,
crazy.
please tell me if they'll look like anything like a Kelsey Plum. I didn't see one damn near Kelsey Plum, De'Erica Hamby, Rakia Jack. I didn't see a Rakia
Oh,
Jackson.
they said they coached Peely.
What the hell I got to do with Kelsey Plum?
Yeah, I just didn't know if the system she was trying to do there was similar, and that was
Not similar enough. Who on Utah was Rakia Jackson? Go quickly in the chat.
I don't even know who was on that team.
My point
I'm
exactly.
hoping that the chat is wiser.
My point exactly.
Did they win? Did they win something over there in Utah?
They would make it to the tournament. They would get out.
Oh.
They make it to like the Sweet 16.
Mm. Mm.
I only remember Alyssa.
Mm. Okay, well, how far did Smesco make it?
Oh, Florida Gulf Coast. They made a good run one year. Or was that the boys?
So what I'm hearing is
KB to
everyone
Atlanta.
is giving extremely qualified.
Gianna Knippens. He had a lot less talent. That's true. Florida Gulf Coast was kind of seen as like a mid major too. I think about Rickea Jackson's face when Camilla hit that 3-pointer to win the game. That was crazy. That was crazy. Nippens is
I'm
transferring to
just
UCLA.
confused.
For
I
her,
want to know who else applied for that LA job.
who would you want to coach at?
Yeah, Justice, where would you want to coach at?
Las Vegas.
That's real. Actually, that's a good pick.
I'm going to, or no, you know what fact? I'm going to Dallas. Do I have my current roster?
Yeah.
Where do you guys want to coach at? Current rosters.
Low key, I'm going to Connecticut.
And
That's a
under,
slow burn.
and understanding that 2026 is right around the corner. So you're about to lose your whole entire roster, and I don't even know if y'all good negotiation like that. I'm going to Dallas.
I'm going with the Mystics.
I'm going to Dallas. I'm gonna be asked. I'm finna get me a lottery pick, and then from there, I'm finna maneuver. Give me a big. Uh, I'm letting everybody know you can bring you and your wife. It's the wife's club over here in Dallas. You know, it's Stud Central. Everybody, love is love. We can't wait till June. That's my negotiation. That's how I'm bringing
Please.
everybody in. So then I'm gonna get Maureen Johannes. I'm gonna get Gabby. Like everybody, you only can play on our team if you got a wife. And that is how.
You're so trifling. So you're taking KB then?
Wife. No. Only if you got a wife, not just if you're gay. Yeah.
Oh.
There's a
Oh,
difference.
my
There's a
bad.
difference.
I
Yeah,
misheard.
yeah. There's a
That's my
difference.
it was really silent for a long
Married couples
time
only.
there.
You got to be engaged or married.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And
Oh, so you're
then
taking DB and AT.
I'll take them. Yeah. Yeah, I would. Because I get it.
Okay.
Yeah. DB's on her intel. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be a good mentor.
Mhm.
Or you can be
Emma
Enrique.
Cannon is married?
I'm going to have to part. You're sure I'm going to have to part with Enrique. We're going to have to part. She got to go. She got to go to Portland or Toronto or something.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm doing a half rebuild.
So you're keeping Nalissa and Dejanay?
I like Melissa. I know y'all don't like her. I like Melissa. I feel like Melissa is just somebody you got to build up her confidence. You know what I'm saying? If I'm good at anything, I'm building confidence.
Huh,
I'm
4
gonna have you thinking you
kids,
out there the
y'all
best piece
said.
of sliced bread, baby. I'm gonna have you thinking you really like that. You really not, but I'm gonna have you thinking it. And sometimes
Hmm.
that's all it takes to get you going. It's like you guys remember Space Jam when they drank that juice and they thought it gave them special powers. It really didn't. I made you think that. That's me. I'm the juice.
Mm.
That's deep. You like that, huh?
Mm.
That makes sense. That spoke to you. I ate that up. I know.
Mm. Mm?
So your coaches
Mm.
guys like teaspoon.
Okay.
I'm a player's first coach. I definitely am. Not an X's and O's girly. That's why I would have assistants who are X's and O's. They looking at
Mm.
me. They're like, Justin, drop a play. I'm like, no, my pin game is not what it is. Because I'm running a 4 out, clear out,
Mm.
head tap.
Oh.
Set her a flat screen, get to the
Wow.
bucket. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You should see me. You should see me
Wow.
during intramurals. Don't let me get a shooter on my team. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna set you a screen. Step behind this joint every single time. Yeah.
Wow.
Big on development as
Wow.
well. That part too. Where should Dallas trade Enrique to? She's probably gonna end up. She's probably gonna end up on an expansion team. Noel got the plays. Justice, don't worry. That's what I'm saying. You got to know your strengths and know what you're good at. I know, and again, that's why I love going to basketball games or watching games with coaches because you can tell somebody who sees the game differently. Because during like in the game situations, da 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 da, I like turning to the person I'm with and I'm like, so what would you do? And then immediately off rip, they're like, well, I would. And then because they see the game different, like I'm watching from like a surface level, they're watching intricately in terms of figuring out what they would do. And I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? So as a coach, understand what you're good at. If my brain off rip isn't trying to break the game down like that, and that's just a natural, I need to hire somebody who is whose pin game is strong. I had a coach in college when she got hired, baby. She made no sub decisions. The assistants were. It's like having the face, and there's people behind you who are pulling the strings, the puppet dancers. I'm just the puppet. I know what I'm good at, and then I let other people be good at what they're good at. Some of y'all try to do too much, doing things that's not in your maybe that's not what you do. Stay in your lane. Know your strengths. And a lot of y'all don't know y'all strengths.
Oh.
See, y'all just made me mad. Y'all had to go on that little tangent. Who do you think each
Could you
team
see Enrique in Phoenix?
could you put AT in her and Satu obviously didn't they didn't not play
No,
well
but they
together.
were talking about like, with the 2026 thing, like
Is
would
Satu
that be a good
re-signing? And who am I
team?
coring? If like is Satu and AT coming back?
Mm, these are really great questions you're
That's what we
asking.
hypothetical it is super hard.
What if Satu wants to go to New York?
Oh,
This is just a pit stop on the
sorry,
way
sorry, sorry, sorry.
to
I did the
something bigger.
face. I can see Satu in New York. You got JJ and Stewie though. So Stewie coming to Dallas?
I don't really know if I see Stewie leaving New York.
Well, then Satu's not going to New York. We're gonna cut her sister
Satu
because we
can
can't keep all
go.
y'all. Tori keeps getting kicked out of here. But I do have to go here pretty soon anyway, guys. Because I actually have to get up in the morning. I got camp tomorrow. Tori, I'm about to get off anyway. I got camp in the morning. I
As
gotta go
you
hang out with the
should.
kids. I gotta hang out with the kids. Just
Not
11
with the
kids.
kids.
I
How
do
long is the camp?
all week long.
Like, but like how many hours like of the camp?
There's about 150 kids from second to high school, and camp starts at 8 and ends at noon.
Yeah, go ahead and pack it up, Justice. It was really fun. I have some things to do
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you too. Because
Hmm?
usually I'm proud of you because previously you would be like, listen, watch my Tori impersonation. I can go. I can, if you want me to, I can leave right now. Okay. And so I'm really proud of you that you were, you're not you are not a confrontational person for real, bro.
It depends on what it is. This is just one of those things where it's like, not worth confronting about.
And I appreciate that about you. That, because we've had Tori's left the chat and not returned. I also appreciate you understanding when you need to step away and gather yourself and you know what I mean? Some people aren't able to do that. So there are, and we know you don't play about your links. I should have already known.
I know when to exit stage left when
You will
necessary.
leave. And I said, damn, that's crazy. You know me, I don't take shit seriously. So I be arguing for the plot. I love a good plot, an argument.
Sometimes I'm just a dipper. It's yeah,
Just as like,
just
don't play about the storm. Actually, like I do, but like also, uh, come on now, we be watching the storm games. They be pissing me off. Like
Mm.
I'd trade a couple people.
Mm. Do you
Not
think if they had a better bench, like, well,
the bench
more
isn't
so if they
bad.
could afford well, who would you trade then? I'm confused.
It's about who I would add in. I think they need
Who
more
would you
scoring from a
add?
guard. Um, I think honestly, I think Sony would have been a better piece to add in. Um,
Mm. Do you
as a
think they would have
guard
she was at 2, right? Did they have 2 or did they have 3? They had
Jordan
2.
Horston, like right now, who would you take, Jordan Horston or Sonia Citron?
Oh. Well,
Exactly.
like,
That's the.
before Jordan got injured, right?
I think if Olivia
But
Miles
that
wasn't
means if
hurt, they would have took
Jordan
Olivia.
but wait, if Jordan was playing, then you would take Jordan or you would take Sonya? Like, if she was
If
at
Jordan was
the
healthy,
point where she
Sonia.
was playing
If
last
Jordan was
year.
healthy, they wouldn't even. Mm, I don't see them drafting over Jordan though. I think they were committed. One thing about Seattle I would see is that they are kind of loyal. You know what I mean? So if they put their eggs in the Jordan bucket, they're going to be rocking with Jordan. You know what I mean? Instead of drafting over her. You know?
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. Like, well, we're gonna go ahead and give her a try. You know? So
That makes
I think
sense.
Kiki or Dominique. Uh, are we talking about higher ceiling, long term? Well, Kiki, I don't know what Kiki's long term ceiling looks like for real, for real. Uh, based off of the body work that we've seen, Kiki. I think with more evidence from Dominique, that could change. But right now, today, because again, I think Dominique's ceiling's high. She's just 19 and needs development. You know what I mean? I think Kiki is 3 years older than her. So they're, you mean, look back. Remember Kiki at 19? It looked bad. Kiki at 19 versus Kiki at 22 are two different players. So you kind of have to judge them off that lens. You know what I mean? So, like, Key Dominique at 22 is going to look a lot different than Dominique at 19. So, apples and oranges. We got to, right now, we're talking two different color apples. We both got to get Granny Smith apples right now.
Why Granny Smith?
Because I said we're talking two different color apples. Skylar, your franchise player. I mean, Skylar's been a franchise player before, like, but I think Skylar's also, got drafted in what, 2013. Like, this is not her first year in the league. So no, she's not my franchise player because that's not what we need from her. She's on the tail end of her career. I'm not going to build around Skylar Diggins Smith if she only got 3 more years in the league left. Skylar is my vet. She is
That's
my
real.
leader. She is my tone setter. She's my hardest worker, but she's not essentially my franchise player because she knows Smith justice. Oh, I called her Skylar Diggins Smith.
Oh. The announcer almost did it. He stopped himself though before he said some
She hasn't changed her
Skylar
Instagram name.
Diggins.
Did you know she hasn't changed her Instagram name either yet?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure unless
That
that
might be like
changed.
a branding thing though. Like maybe they don't have Sky you know how like sometimes you gotta go to Instagram to like get that name? So
Maybe
she
that's how
might be trying to
confusing.
get Skylar Diggins.
It still says Skylar Diggins Smith. Gabby would be a franchise player for Seattle. Bingo. And I would build around Gabby. I wish Gabby was a little bit. I wish Gabby. And again, I don't know what her mindset is or whatever, because you don't know how she's adjusting to like the system and style of play. But that aggressiveness in terms of like I'm the dog on this team and this is my team. I don't think she has that same mindset that she has when she plays like France, where she like is like y'all go when I go. You know what I mean? It's more like a three-headed monster approach over here in Seattle versus it is like, and I wish we got some more of that. You know what I mean? Like Asia Wilson is like, this is my team. And if he's a Collier, this is my team. I think Gabby is an equal opportunity employer.
Do you think is New York Sabrina's team or
Fuck
Stewie's
no.
or Jonquil's?
I think they're more
Are
of a
they
three-headed
sharing?
monster. They're sharing because
Oh, okay.
Sabrina can still have an off night and they still win. If Asia Wilson has an off night, the Aces lose. Like off night. Sabrina could go has scored 2 points and New York will still win.
That's real.
I mean, but then we got to kind of think about Fee a little bit, as in like they'll still win without Fee, but damn, it's gonna be hard. New York can still win with ease without Sabrina,
That's fair.
so I think that's different.
And even JJ to that, because last season
Bro,
there
she'll
were
be hot
some
and
games
cold.
where
She'll shoot
she
three
struggled a little
points.
bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
will say she's really she's kept her foot on the pedal this year.
I think I lost some
I would
money
give
on
her
her.
that.
No, no, no. Don't give her too much grace. I lost some money on her.
Oh, what did you bet an over or an under?
I can't remember,
Was it
but
an oh,
I love the half
mm,
and half. Thank you. Thank you. Good night,
that's
Justice and
real.
Tori. Justice, am
Mm.
holding you accountable for the next day in the life. Damn, Kenesha. Strict over here. Y'all just got one.
Dang, you done started up a little series. Dang, that's the thing about starting up a little series.
But here's the thing. Uh, I didn't sign a contract yet. I got another interview to be a spokesperson for this narcolepsy health company, whatever. But they were like,
Okay, fine.
basically, they were just like, oh, you won't be able to make content. And I was just like, why? And are y'all compensating for
They
me
want you
yet?
to they want you to be the I'm sorry, you said spokesperson?
Like, I would like do public speakings and make a video
But you
series with
can't
them.
make content about it?
See, and that's out of question.
That don't even make you need to ask more on that.
I gotta
Ask
ask
more
more
on
questions. I got an interview on Thursday, another one. So,
no, that's kinda crazy.
I mean, if I had to have this disorder, I might as well exploit it and get paid. That's how I see it.
That's real, as you
Facts,
should.
as I should, cause I'll be damned. Anyway, I'll see you guys sometime this week. So my next we're going live tomorrow. You guys, I'll be honest, this week might be a little bit rough going live. I just got a lot of shit going on with camp, so
Podcast
you can't.
tomorrow
I
afternoon,
can't make narcolepsy content.
and by afternoon, I mean evening. Tomorrow evening, probably, podcast. Sorry, it's
Okay,
late.
guys, bye.